Snowstorm on the TV glow, red scarf, crescent bow, Santa Claus with a candy cane pen, Sailor Mo hits pause again. Hey! Timeline tangle like tinsel on the floor. Where's the motive? I still want more. Santa flipping through those files so fast. Who checked the bottles? Who asked the past? No draw stars on a legal pad. Did they chase every clue she had? Screenshots, text logs, late night calls. Did they map every crack in those walls? Santa Claus, there, Momo, shouting at the screen. We need to know. Did they chase every shadow, every sign, or skip frames in the storyline? Justice meter starting to glow. Hearts on fire in the living room row. Anime eyes locked on the show. Santa Claus and Sailor Mo. Search the bedroom, check the drain. Mo says sketching out a chain. Phone ping, slips, what's the trail? Who wrote the tale if the facts are frail? Santa slam Coco leans in close. Where are the notes from the first diagnosis? Did they test what they couldn't see, or just trust what was easy to believe? Santa Claus ain't low, shouting at the screen. We need to know. They chase every shadow, every sign, or skip frames in the storyline. Truth or plot, high or low. They're counting every cut, each flow. Anime eyes locked on the show. Santa Claus and Sailor Mo. Objection in my heart, Mo cries. Cutscene gaps and alibis. Santa's list of questions grows. Who watched the watchers? Who really knows? Santa Claus and Mo, shouting at the screen. We need to know. Did they chase every shadow, every sign, or fade out on the steepest climb? If truth is heavy, let it show. Let the whole strange story glow. Anime hearts won't let it go. Oh, Santa Claus and Sailor Mo.
Hey folks, Santa Claus, Sailor Mo. We are here for the final few minutes of the morning session and the rest of the afternoon. Well, as
Yes.
long as we can do this. Oh,
Kathy Nestor is working on our very last nerves. There has not been an EpiPen made for that woman's tone of voice.
no, and I can't understand how she can botch something that should be so easy. Lady, focus on the things that makes it insert reasonable doubt. Okay, lady?
Well, she's really good at inserting it's unfair to Kouri.
Yeah. Nobody cares.
Yeah. I love how she's like, well, were you aware that she didn't have a car? He's like, yeah, no, it's the company car. She was told not to drive it. Yeah, I picked it up.
and everything well, besides a few points here and there. So he hid things from you. Every damn witness that was friends with them both. Oh, he hid that from you? Oh, he never disclosed that. Oh, he hid that from you. Make it.
Make it that he was hiding this, that even,
Yeah,
Kouri was only beginning to have, kind of
yeah.
suspicions.
Mm.
That's what you could have done instead of he was worth more alive to Kouri than dead, which I still think is a really strange strategy. She's like, "Well, how
Oh,
much did Eric make? Did you know?"
I mean, it's hello, Mr. Jingles. Do you agree? Yes, of course you do. Of course you do. So, are we ready to? Yeah.
I had to do, like, some quick jumps or cripple jumping jacks before I went out to pick up the boys because this man about put me to sleep.
Mm. Uh,
I'm glad we weren't listening while I was driving because 'cause I'm pretty sure that's against doctor recommendations.
mm. And I'm trying to write handwriting opinionator Matt. I think that's the correct spelling. Um,
Well, he learned from his dad. I love how the accreditation is not as good as the 20 years he had under his dad. But why would you Because I thought it was Brock hyphen Morton. What
mm,
are with these last names? Throckmorton. That's a
yeah,
made up last name. Someone make
yeah,
that up.
yeah, yeah. So, well, apparently, or it's an alias.
It is. He's really
You are
digging
not
up me.
certified because that's not your real name. No.
Hey, I'm here for that
Definitely.
trial.
Oh, well, let's just go.
Process, right?
Oh.
There's a lot of organizations out there that people can join, even people that haven't been properly trained.
Right.
Oh, really? Mr. Handwriting Opinionator.
Okay, what
What
one
do you mean
person
proper? What do you mean proper training? You mean the
also
training you got from Daddy?
also, what random person is like, "You know what? I wanna spend $50 and get accredited in handwriting." I mean,
Yeah,
it's
just
not like a
off the
Taylor Swift
street, kind of.
concert, I'm not expecting there to be scalpers for their symposia.
Yeah. Now, JKT, but this is not a spoiler anymore. We expect
We just
her.
wonder which rake she's going to
Yeah,
step on.
yeah, and where it hits, how often it hits, and if she takes 2 steps back, "Oh, I won't do that again." Take 2 steps
Or if
forward
she
and
argues with the judge.
yeah. Yeah.
And by being certified by any of these organizations that are accredited, that's an extra security and assurance to your customers and your clients that you've been screened, you've been vetted, and you've been certified that you're good at what you do, right?
It can be.
And you've never ever done that in your whole career, have you?
No,
You've chosen not to ever seek certification.
correct. Never gone for it.
And you do agree that the forensic science that you're involved in of handwriting analysis involves a lot of using your own best judgment, right?
Judgment based on experience and training, absolutely.
But your judgment, your analysis.
Yes, and I've been properly trained in order to know how to use that judgment.
Okay. And certainly you agree that not every single forensic evaluator is going to come to the exact same conclusion by looking at the exact same writing. Is that fair?
I don't know that I agree with that. It would, again, depend on how much training they've had. It depends on who they were trained by. It is possible that individuals aren't going to have the exact same opinion as me.
Sure. And it also depends on the quality of the sample you're given, right?
Correct.
And original is best, right?
Yes.
One copy later after the original is a little worse, right?
There's about a 1 to 3% distortion rate from an original to a first generation photocopy.
And do you know which generation photocopy you were given?
I have no idea.
You know how many times it was photocopied?
No.
Do you know how many times it was faxed?
It didn't appear to be faxed, but no.
Okay. Do you know, and you never got a paper, you got a PDF sent to you.
Foundation.
Well, these are yes or no questions, overruled. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. You got a PDF sent to you on email, right? You didn't even get a document.
For this document, that's correct.
Right. And if we could please bring back up 8-4 and go to the page ending in 781. I believe this has been admitted, Your Honor.
One moment, please.
Can you make sure?
Not yet.
8-4?
His report. Did you put it in?
No,
Oh, sorry.
not.
Just for
Seriously.
his review only, Your Honor.
The witness has 8-4.
781, I think it's like maybe the fourth or fifth page. Let's just kind of scroll. That one right there. So this page that you're looking at, is this a page that you included in your report that you submitted to the prosecution in this case?
Yes.
All right. And can we blow it up just to the extent you can a little bit, please, so he can see the body of it? Okay. And these are the levels of certainty that you talked about with Mr. Burmister, right? From the strongest opinion to the weakest opinion.
Yeah, it's not a scale based on pass or fail, but it helps the examiner to express his opinion as a whole.
So it's the standards that you typically use in your reports.
Yes.
And the best report you can give somebody is elimination. I can say 100% this person did not write this, right?
Or identification, depending on.
Which one you're doing.
Correct.
In or out, 100%, it's definitely not them.
I don't use percentages.
Okay, but that's your strongest.
Correct.
Elimination or identification are your two strongest opinions you can give, right?
That's correct.
Okay, and then you can also give an opinion of strong probability did not, right?
Correct.
And that's not quite as good as I'm sure, but a little less than I'm sure, right?
It means all of the evidence says in the one you're using that the question unknown were not authored by the same person and that there's some feature that's missing. In this case, it's that it's a copy and not an original.
But you didn't use that. You didn't reach that conclusion in this case, right?
Correct.
So let's go to the next one. The next level of certainty is probably did not.
Correct.
Probably did not. And that is what you decided in this case, right? That
That's correct.
Eric probably did not sign that true stage, right?
Correct.
And can you read to me, or it's not in, but is it fair to say that probably did not means it's not quite up to virtually certain, right? Isn't that fair?
Correct.
Okay. And that is what you have reported with your training and your opinions, your expert opinions, that Eric probably did not sign that true stage document.
There was no evidence he signed it.
And you cannot say that Kouri did sign it, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, by saying that, you have no personal knowledge whether Kouri Richins was given permission by Eric to sign his name.
Objection.
Do you?
What? Wait, Nick, pause
Sure.
it. Isn't she supposed to be saying that Kouri didn't? Now she's saying, well, but she maybe had permission.
Oh no. in order, if you have authority
I-
to sign something for someone, you don't
Don't you have
need
to?
you don't need their signature. You need the
Power of attorney stampy
sign-
thing.
yeah, power of attorney that is signed. Then you can sign for them. You do not need to forge and here's the thing, she knows this.
You assume she knows this, Nick. I am taking.
No,
There are no
yeah,
facts.
yeah, okay. She might not know it, but ignorance of the law is not an excuse. And she has a candidate to court to know that this is a genuinely false statement.
And Vegas Crypto, we covered the morning over on my channel, Mo in the Deep End. So
Mm.
we tried to alternate.
Let's listen to that again.
That Kouri did sign it, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, by saying that, you have no personal knowledge whether Kouri Richins was given permission by Eric to sign his name.
Objection.
That regardless on how she phrases that, it's still fraud.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
This is no, you can't say that in open court because you know if you went through law school, you don't know the things, you litigated since you were a tiny little hippo, and
Tag on it. Now I'm just thinking of the cute little Mudang, which is really not appropriate, but might be a thumbnail.
there's no way to get that sort of permission. You sign under the authority, and then you attach the authority. No, there's no way she doesn't know this. This is basic.
Whatever the little cute pygmy hippopotamus or hippo that was on the internet. I don't remember. I only know Cecil the lion, and he died.
Yeah. But I mean, Jesus Christ, lady, this is an easy witness to discredit. He has no certification. He used the third best that he does, a PDF file,
Yeah.
which
Okay.
was a PDF of you don't know how at one which the order of copies. There's no
Yeah,
way you can authenticate it as there's so many ways to discredit his credentials, his methods, and here she says this. No, lady.
May we approach?
Sure.
Half the audience is going, oh no. Oh, did you see? Wait. Did you see that? The guy over here, but oh no. And even the and look over here, oh no.
Falanos has the best advertisement. Nestor and Lewis, attorneys at law. We might not be good, but it's better than nothing, right?
Ah. Oh, I'm not so sure anymore.
Yeah, asking for Daryl Brooks as your third party intervener.
So just to repeat
Might
the
be.
question, you have no knowledge and you weren't
no.
given any information to suggest one way or another whether Kouri had permission to sign her husband's name to that.
Correct.
So you don't know that.
I was not asked that, and that was not part of the examination.
And I see you're a married man
Yes.
on your wedding ring.
Yep.
And does your wife ever sign your name on anything?
Objection.
Oh,
I think
please
we're
say
a little
yes.
bit beyond the scope of this gentleman's expert
No,
testimony.
no,
Go
this I
ahead.
want to know.
Okay.
Next question.
Yeah.
Sustained.
Damn.
Like
And
my
is it
first
my
wife was a
understanding from
lying
your
whore.
resume that you no longer do forensic document examinations for the Salt Lake City Police Department?
That's correct.
And when did you stop doing that?
2020, I believe.
And is that the reason you stopped connected at all to an internal affairs investigation against you for falsifying documents?
No.
Did you, in fact, were you submitted to an internal affairs investigation for falsifying documents?
Objection, Your Honor. Can we approach?
Sure.
What the hell? They got the one guy who went to internal affairs because he was faking his own expense reports. State, what the hell? I give
There
up.
must be somebody else. Somebody else. Why did they choose this guy? Well, they had to, because if they hadn't called him, the defense would have.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, good lord.
I need you to restate the question.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. Were you subjected to an internal affairs investigation for falsifying documents?
Yes.
All right.
What?
And were you
happened?
ultimately exonerated?
Yes.
Okay.
And was the
Oh.
person who accused you of doing that a law enforcement officer?
He was a retired sergeant who'd been hired back as a supervisor, who was then terminated for a number of issues.
So you were falsely accused by a
So,
Why did you bring that up?
no.
Oh, dear God.
Oh, dear God. Now you put him in as he's a good guy. He got a bad cop fired.
Oh, dear. You know, because
What
she
the-
said it like, ooh. And I was like, oh, hell, we're going to get some tea. And then it's like, so you were attacked by a terrible cop for doing your job? Nick.
What's happening?
Is the did she does it is I think J.K. Debic's right. She's a plant from Bloodworth. She's
Yeah, yeah,
never had her own law firm. He fixed it up. He got her some Kinko's, business cards.
She had all she needed to discredit him. Oh, you're not certified. Oh, you used the wrong material. Oh, you didn't ask for better material. You're not trustworthy. Blah 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 blah, blah in better wordings. And then, but hey, look at this. You're actually a decent guy. You got a bad cop fired.
What do you say you do here, Miss Nestor? Because you're doing a great job for the state, but I don't think you're at the right table.
I don't know. Thank you. Oh, I want to be. How do you become instantly deaf? Do I have
Do-
something
pencils?
to shove in my ear here?
Oh, okay, John Gary. Well, that makes
Is this enough?
yes.
Yeah,
I think she's trying to suggest that if he could be falsely accused, so could her client. Yeah, but she
She's-
didn't present it in a way that, because if you did that, you actually dealt with false accusations, and then you would go through that whole
Mhm.
you wouldn't say, well,
Yeah,
you
but-
had an internal affairs review. And
law enforcement officer.
Oh, sorry.
go ahead.
A number of issues.
So you were falsely accused by a law enforcement officer.
I was falsely accused by somebody who had been a law enforcement officer, but not at the time they made the complaint.
Thank you for that clarification. Are you aware that the whole science of forensic science I'm sorry, just 1 minute.
Not yet, Dave. Not yet.
Her
But the
lawyers are
defense is
working on
the
it.
Are you
defense is
aware
working on
that
it. Yeah.
the whole science of forensic document examination has come under fire in the last few years for accuracy and reliability?
Objection, it misstates the source. I noticed you grabbed her memo. The, that is
Foundation,
no,
Mr. Burris. Are you
She's
accepting that
asking
as a
if
foundation?
he knows.
Would you lay some foundation, Ms. Nestor?
Certainly, certainly, Your Honor. Are you familiar with the national, I'm sorry, I need to make a little bit of water.
Miss Nestor's voice does not want to be affiliated with her.
Are you familiar with the National Resource Council report titled Strengthening Forensic Science in the United States, A Path Forward?
I've read it at some point.
And are you aware in that report that they concluded the scientific basis for handwriting comparison needs to be strengthened?
Yes,
Are you aware that they found there's only been limited research to quantify the reliability and replicability of the practices used by trained document examiners?
I read that in there.
Are you also aware of something called the President's Council of Advisors on Science and Technology
Yeah, we
report,
talked
the
about this
PCAST report?
a few months ago.
I'm familiar with it. I probably read it a long time ago.
Do you remember that they expressed concerns regarding the validity and reliability of conclusions made by forensic examiners and called for more empirical testing in the area?
Vaguely.
You talked about an error rate, is that right?
Yes.
And remind me, what is the error rate of non-certified forensic document examiners?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
The same as document examiners that have been properly trained.
Do you know that for a fact, or are you assuming that?
I'm assuming that not all document examiners are certified
Fair.
and that the error rate, if they've been properly trained, apprenticed with the 4,000 hours that are required, that their error rate should be the same,
Which is what?
is less than 4%.
So 4 out of every 100 times they're wrong?
4% of the time they may make an error in their judgment.
Are you aware that the National Institute of Standards and Technology issued a report from an expert working group for human factors and handwriting examination, which found multiple problems with the reliability of handwriting analysis?
I haven't read that.
Can you not find my shoelaces?
All right, you've referred to the big binder in front of you, which were all of the handwriting samples that you reviewed and included in your report. Is that right?
Yes.
Right. Is that in? Nope. Okay.
Where she's going to is that the 4%, that's what they themselves claim. While this report, if I recall correctly, it's been a while and I skimmed through this part. I read mostly about tool mark analysis and other things. But I think the error rate is around between 10 and 15%. And at some point during some testing, it was more or less 50-50.
Yeah, it's very subjective. And even if you have a long history of expertise in it, it's still so subjective that it's more of a hunch or a gut unless they can quantify down to, this is a class characteristic, this is a, subclass characteristic. These are how we are itemizing these now to make it more scientific.
And you relied on all of those documents concluding whether or not, making your decisions about whether Eric's probably did not sign that document?
Yes, I reviewed all 200 pages.
Okay.
Then why the fuck did you say the things about maybe Kouri had permission? Now this is unnecessary because you basically
Yeah.
told everybody that she signed her husband's name.
Yeah, I don't get why we're I don't get this. I don't get it because she's basically holding on to, well, if it turns out that he didn't sign it, Kouri had permission.
Mm. Yeah, but that's you go with one theory at the time. If you mix the theories, you're just confusing I mean, if we are thinking it, somebody in the jury is also thinking about it. But wait a minute, why are they trying to make it that it's Eric when she just said that she signed it on with Eric's name?
Yeah, I mean, can't we just I mean, obviously they know Eric didn't approve this. Can we just,
Mm.
find out where he was that day when she was
Yeah,
signing and show he was obviously not there?
yeah,
Why did we need to bring this guy in?
yeah. He was at the work site, and we can see here when she sent it in based on when. Yeah, I don't know how they do that. I mean, the post you can't rely on the postal office.
Can you turn to, let me see. Court's indulgence. Can I talk to Mr. Burmester for just a minute?
Of course.
Looking over the documents, did you include a document? I am so sorry, my throat is fried. I know it's annoying to listen to. Give me just a second.
Yes, you are annoying to listen to.
Sorry.
Maybe hold shorter cross-examination.
Looking at the documents that you relied upon, was one of the documents titled the My Princess letter?
I did review that, yes.
Right. And what was that?
It was a few pages of writing purportedly written by Kouri.
By Kouri?
Or sorry, no, by Eric. I apologize.
Where did you get that letter?
This exceeds the scope, Your Honor, that is not in 849.
Your Honor, I'm allowed.
But if it's a part of what he examined, then
Yeah,
it's
I
a
would think
part
that
of yeah. Yeah, this is something the state definitely don't want in. So I'm quite sure she will fumble this as well.
To go to anything he looked at to form his opinion.
Yeah, I just need clarification for a second if you'd approach.
Okay, where were we in the sidebar counter?
Oh, for the love of I want to say we were at 67. So I think the next one would be 68.
What, didn't we hit 70?
Let me look. Cause yeah, I think you're right. We did hit 70.
Oh, okay, so 71. Sidebar counter 71.
My voice came back.
Oh no.
Okay.
Bad news.
Oh, my throat. My
Bad
voice came
news.
back. So on the My Princess letter, that is something law enforcement gave to you to review in making your opinions, correct?
It was given to me as a question document, not a known sample.
And you were to review it to see who you think wrote it?
That's correct.
And can we pull up for the witness only MT4?
Your Honor, this is now outside the scope, clearly, because the foundation is not part
I
of it.
misunderstood your position, Ms. Nestor. Would you approach for a minute? My apologies.
I don't know. In this case, I'm not sure why, because everything he got handed to him that was part of his investigation should be.
Unless the rules are different in Utah, but I thought that
Yeah,
you were allowed to look at all of the sort of
yeah,
documentation.
yeah.
Now, you couldn't, like, publish notes or things like that.
Yeah.
When you were looking at the Eric Richins handwriting samples to compare them with the True Stage signature, had you also already reviewed this document?
No,
This came after?
correct.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And she fumbled it.
Were you asked to look at any other insurance documents to determine whether or not they had forged signatures on them?
I looked at a number of different documents that were in question.
Okay. And did some of them include insurance documents? Other policies besides the True Stage?
There were other documents, but I don't have recollection of how they were related.
So how many documents total were you asked to look at and decide who signed them or who didn't?
Your Honor, can we just clarify if it's a question or a known document? I'm
That would be helpful if you could provide a little specificity there.
So just to be clear, there's documents that are called question documents where you're looking at them to decide who you think signed them, right?
Who was the author? Yes.
And then there's known documents where you know for sure through some way they've been validated that that's an actual signature that you can compare,
Correct.
right? So how many documents, questioned documents, were submitted to you for your opinion in this case?
Between the civil and criminal, probably half a dozen or so.
Okay. And the only one that you're here today giving an opinion on is the True Stage document?
That's correct.
He's given it. I'll just.
Court's indulgence for just a moment, Your Honor. I think I'm almost done. Just one moment, sir.
And here's our handwriting expert. Wait a minute, didn't you just discredit it? No.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of
Last
doesn't
one.
help.
Were you ever asked to look at any closing documents for the Midway Mansion to determine the veracity of the signatures on those documents?
Not that I'm aware of.
Thank you. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Within the scope of cross, Mr. Burmester.
You, defense counsel asked if you're certified. Have you testified in a court of law regarding your forensic document examination?
Yes.
How many times?
48 times.
And
When was the last time before this?
if you, hypothetically, well, let me back up. Hypothetically, if you send your known and questioned documents out for verification,
That's not a
is your action
hypothetical.
different if you receive back information that their opinion differs from yours? Or do you just submit it?
Objection.
Sustained.
Yeah. That hypothetical was the real example.
The
You have,
fact that you received a PDF is reflected in your ultimate opinion, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you're, Ms. Nestor talked to you about that initial report, the status of forensic sciences.
Yes.
That report, do you know when it came out?
Off the top of my head, no.
2008-ish or so?
Approximately.
Okay. And it addressed not just handwriting, but DNA, all the sciences, pattern matching sciences,
It reflected a majority of the different forensic sciences.
and gave
You're actually comparing your 10 to 15% or more shit rate with DNA results, and this is why more of these shit sciences needs to be thrown out, because now they are clumping everything together in order to bolster each other. Oh, but you work in the same department as the DNA experts.
Yeah,
It's
there's
still
a
shit. Yeah.
yeah, and I noticed they made these recommendations in 2008, and you have yet to, say what of those recommendations you implemented in your practice.
Mm.
Because if I was Kathy Nestor, I'd say, okay, so these recommendations, have you implemented any of the recommendations that were put out? Because I really don't care if he's certified, but if there were recommendations to make this into a more forensic-ish science, I would want to know that he put those parameters in.
Yeah.
opinions about steps each of those forensic sciences need to do better at.
Yes, the individuals involved in those were to study various aspects of the different forensic sciences.
There is a clear difference in criticism that was, for instance, when it comes to the tool mark analysis, DNA analysis, and stuff like that, or especially DNA analysis, make it more layman terms. While tool mark analysis, why aren't you thrown out yet? And this
Yeah.
handwriting thing is, you weren't even a science to begin with.
And MLS, this is actually redirect, and he is not one of this is the state's weakest lawyer. He's kind of timid and windy in his questions.
And then come up with possible issues and then how to address those issues to make all of those forensic sciences more sound.
No, you lying sack of shit. When it comes to specifically hair analysis and handwriting, it was more of the sort, why should we keep you? Rather than, if you only do this, you will be still a science. No, it's prove to us through verifiable methods that you actually can be a science. And you can.
Yeah. And I wouldn't think that handwriting would be one that you would be able to it's so subjective. I mean, is that the middle of the stalk of the T or the top of the T?
Maybe he sneezed when he wrote it. Fuck do you know? I mean, he was having a cold. He sprained his middle finger pointing it at you. I mean, there's so many things that can go into this.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
I
not
think
as-
there's more need for the kind of document analysis that you were doing than the handwriting, especially as most people don't print anymore, they don't use cursive anymore, so
No.
it's a lot more digital.
Yeah. For instance, when I worked in the EU Parliament doing as a documents analyst, we didn't claim this is evidence. It would not be available at trial. Those were indications of what is happening inside in these documents. Why is it changed this way? Why is the wordings now all of a sudden this way? And then trace it back to a certain point in time, and so that the member of parliament then in their turn could make a better assessed decision over the documents. We could never be over here, but we used programs, we used intuition, we used, I mean, all the inadmissible things to see what can we find out. So it's more an investigative tool than anything else.
Yeah, and I can see it going going the way of like the polygraph or something
Mm.
like that, to where it's something that you can use in an interrogation or maybe as a plea
Mm.
deal kind of leverage. But as
Yeah.
for it, until they can show that this is, and this is probably not the best witness
Mm.
for it, but I would want them to show it's replicable, because
Yeah.
will another analyst think the same thing you did?
Exactly.
PCAST came out in 2016. Sound about right?
Sounds about right.
Okay, and it did not mention at all forensic document examination, did it?
I don't recall, but that sounds right.
Identifying an author is difficult if it's a simulated forgery. Is that
That's-
what you said?
That's correct.
And why is that?
Because in a simulated forgery, the individual gives up their own habits
Objection,
and
asked and
characteristics in order to try and copy,
It's really
draw,
easy,
or
defense.
duplicate somebody
Objection,
else's.
asked and answered. This was on during
And so
direct.
the writing itself is, you can't identify who the author was, just eliminate who it purports to be.
Did you find any evidence at all that Eric Richins signed the True Stage document?
There was no evidence whatsoever.
Thank you.
Just very briefly. Talked about if it's a simulated forgery, people give up their own way they write to try to write like someone else, right?
Yes.
What about people who are intoxicated or under the influence of drugs or alcohol? Does their signature change?
There are a number of factors that can affect how a person writes. Drugs and alcohol can change it. In some cases, I've seen where alcohol
Didn't you just say his signs is shit?
Yeah.
makes something
Yeah,
more
it's-
exaggerated. It can other things that can affect writing is stress, the writing surface, the writing instrument that they use,
I'm speeding up.
chronic pain medications that they may be taking. There's a lot of factors.
Oh, chronic pain, you say? And medication?
Too bad none of those gummies were in his system.
Yeah.
Associated.
THC, being stoned?
Haven't done specific studies in those, but anything that can affect motor skill could potentially alter how a person writes, but it won't change their characteristics or habits.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have.
I volunteer for
Okay.
high writing
This is
samples.
Yes.
I can be in the study group for that.
Sounds good. Thanks, sir. You too.
Council, is now an appropriate time for a lunch break.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Nestor?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a break until 1:15. During the break, as always, please do not discuss the case with anyone. Don't mind. Doing that.
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Nestor, Ms. Lewis, Mr. Ramos?
Yes, sir.
All right. Folks, if you would make your way out of the courtroom or just stay quiet, I need to do a detention hearing in another case right now. Thank you.
Clear the table here?
No. Your blood worth anything before we invite the jury in?
All right.
Court to know that we will move to admit and publish the 911 call before calling the next witness.
No objection.
Okay. Ms. Nestor, anything before we invite the jury in?
Haven't we already
Yes, sir.
heard the 911
You
call?
invite the jury in, please.
Yeah, but we heard it through the defense.
Let's see, Scott.
I believe in their opening, and then I believe they played a little snippet for one of the witnesses.
The defense, hi, John. The defense theory, as I can interpret it, is that it was him, but intoxicated. But it was Kouri, because she had his permission to sign with his name. Yes, THC gummies make you crave snacks and life insurance.
Yes, they do.
Admit.
No objection.
Okay. Scott, let's give this a try.
Are they going to call a voice analyst?
My husband's not breathing. He's cold. Okay, what's the address? 282 Willow Court. 282 Willow Court? Uh-huh. Okay, what's the good phone number in case it gets disconnected? 435-671-4987. Okay, it's going to be in Francis. Okay, tell me exactly what happened. I don't know what just came in. I was sleeping with my kids. Okay, I can't understand you. I need you to take a deep breath. What's going on? I don't know. I was sleeping in with my kids. I just came in our bed, and I turned over, and he's just cold. He's just cold. Who's cold? My husband. I turned the light on. And he's not breathing? He's not breathing? I need you to confirm it for me. Is he not breathing? No. Okay, can you do CPR? No, I don't know how. You don't know? I'm going to tell you how to. Are you willing to do CPR? Yeah. Okay. If there's a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it. No, there's not. Available? Okay. I'm sending the paramedics to help you now. Stay on the line and I'll tell you exactly what to do next, okay? Okay, are you right by your husband right now? Yeah, he's so pale. His mouth is open. Okay, listen carefully. Are you able to lay him on the floor or the ground? On the ground? I'm just shaking. I can't put him. I can't. You can do it. You need to calm down. Okay? We need to help him. I can guide you through CPR. Take a deep breath from me. I'm here with you. He doesn't have a pulse. He doesn't have a pulse. No. There's no pulse. Okay, I'm here with you. I'm here with you. We need to get him help. If you need to put me on speaker, put me on speaker. I'm gonna guide you through CPR, okay? Okay. Tell me when you've done that. Okay, I'm ready. You're ready? Okay, he's on the floor? He's on the bed. Okay, are you able by any chance to move him on the floor? Spots on it. I don't know what's happening. I'm here with you. You're not able to move him to the floor. Go out. Don't come in here. Oh my God, my sister. You're not able to move him to the floor? Just listen carefully. We just need to get him on the floor. Don't worry about hurting them. Tell me it's just too heavy. Is he still on the bed? Yes. Okay, if there's a sheet or a blanket under them, can you loosen it from the mattress? Yes. Okay, stand at the side of the bed closest to them and remove anything under their head. Okay. Okay. I need you to pull the sheets towards you and slide them off the bed. Don't worry about him falling. We just need to help him now. Okay. Tell me when he's on the floor. I can't move it. It's a dead weight. You're not. If he has sheets under, pull them to the floor. Don't worry about hurting him. Can you please send somebody? Okay, I have the ambulance that's on the way. Okay, there's another way to do this. Okay, grab his feet. Okay. Slide them towards you until they're just off the bed. Okay. How old is your husband? 39. 39? Yes. Okay. Okay, were you able to pull his feet off the bed? I'm pulling. Okay, now grab the arm closest to you pull the rest of the way off the bed. Again, don't worry about the fall. We just need to help them now. I have the ambulance on the way. I just need you to do this, okay? So we can get the help for him. Okay. When they arrive, they'll take over. We just need to start CPR now. You are doing great, okay? I just need you to get him on the floor. Okay, he's on the floor. You got him on the floor? Yeah. Okay, listen carefully, okay? Make sure that there's nothing under his head. Is he laying flat on his back? Yeah. Okay. Okay, just listen carefully and I'll tell you how to do chest compressions, okay? Place the heel of your hand on the breastbone. This is in the center of the chest, right between the nipples. Okay. Put your other hand on top of that hand. Okay. Okay. Stop pumping the chest hard and fast, at least twice per second, and 2 inches deep. Okay. Okay. Start counting out loud so I can count with you. Okay. We're gonna count 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let me know when you're ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Count out loud so I can hear you. I'm counting with you. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. If it's easier for you, am I on speaker? Yes. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you know the front door is open? No, it's locked. It's locked. I need you to go. Is there anybody else within the home, or is it just you? It's all my kids. Okay. Are one of them old enough to go and lock the door? Yeah, it's unlocked. It's unlocked now? Yeah, he's here. He's there. Okay, you need to keep doing CPR. He's in here. Okay. Do I keep you on the phone? Yeah, keep me on the phone. Go and lock the door and come back to doing CPR. He's here. Okay, on the phone. He's on scene. I'm beginning CPR, chest compression. Okay, is the ambulance there with you? Yes. Not yet. The ambulance is en route. Oh. Okay, are we doing CPR still? Yes, he's doing CPR. He's doing CPR right now. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. What kind of vehicle do you have outside? Me? I don't have a vehicle outside. White Toyota 4Runner. Okay, did a paramedic take over? Paramedics haven't arrived yet. We're in the back bedroom. Ma'am, who's there with you? Can you hear me? Okay. When did you last see him talking to your phone?
Mr. Blittery.
Your Honor, the state calls Detective Jamie Woody.
Hey, we got to see Woody.
Ooh.
Detective, if you'd step in front of Brittany, we'll get
I
you sworn
didn't
in.
hear a thunk when she supposedly got Eric off the bed.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the matter before the court to be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, subject to the pains and penalties of perjury? Thank you. Have a seat.
Ma'am, what is your name?
Jamie Woody.
You spell the last name W-O-O-D-Y.
Yes,
What do you currently do for a living?
I am a deputy at Summit County Sheriff's Office.
Were you a deputy with the Sheriff's Office in March 2022?
Yes,
What was your job then?
I was a detective.
What is your job now?
I'm a canine officer.
In March of 2022, were you assigned as the lead detective in connection with Eric Richins' death?
I was.
Prior to this case, were you ever lead investigator on a death investigation?
Yes.
Had you assisted in death investigations?
Yes.
What was your prior experience with death investigations?
We would show up and see if they were basically attended or unattended, expected or not expected.
About how many death investigations did you participate in?
A handful.
Prior to this case, did you have any experience with poisoning investigations?
No.
Did you have any experience with digital forensics?
No.
Did you have any experience with forensic accounting?
No.
Prior to this case, what was the biggest case you had investigated as a lead investigator?
Rape case.
Were most of your assignments prior to this case sexual assault and special victims cases?
Yes, they were.
Were you called to Eric Richins' home in the early morning of March the 4th, 2022?
Yes.
Why?
To do a death investigation.
How is it that you caught that call?
I was just the on-call detective.
Is that just random, essentially?
Yes, it is.
When you arrive at a death scene, I think you just mentioned this, are you first trying to determine whether the death was medical or potentially suspicious?
Yes.
In this case, was the death scene the bedroom where Eric Richins' body was?
Yes.
When you arrived at the Richins' home, what did you first encounter?
I ran into his sister at the bottom of the driveway. I spoke to her briefly. I went in and spoke to the initial officer that was on scene, and I did interview some of the witnesses there.
When you met with his sister in the driveway, do you remember which sister?
Amy.
Did what she told you inform you how you approached what you did once you entered the house?
Yes.
What did she inform you?
Your Honor, can we approach?
Of course.
Okay.
Interesting. So they were already taking information from the family, or what was that information?
Yeah.
Because I guess if it informed how she went into the investigation, I would want to clarify, was that like general location, like where he was? Was that, no, she done did it? And I wonder if she had body cam.
Yeah. Ooh. And sidebar counter 72.
They want us to have a shot.
Yeah. Maybe not today, but at this rate, tomorrow.
Yeah, I will say that Kouri didn't, at least Sarah Boone, it sounded like she was pretending to do CPR. Kouri didn't sound at all like she did it. I didn't hear the thunk that would have been a, 190-pound man falling on the floor. Or her sounding further away until the unknown people came in.
There's a legal issue I need to work. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a legal issue I need to work a little bit on. If you would stand up, stretch your legs, take a walk. All rise for the jury.
I wonder, said the flounder.
Please have a seat. We're still on the record. Excuse me. Detective, you're still under oath. That chair sucks. I apologize. Mr.
I'll just
Blugger.
ask the question.
Yeah, ask your next series of questions. Let's see where we go.
When Amy met you in the driveway, did she say anything that informed your investigation?
Yes.
What did she say?
She told me that Eric had said to her that he thought Kouri was going to kill him.
Then did you go into the house?
Yes, I did.
Ms. Nestor, were there any questions about anything else that Amy said to her that you'd want to ask?
Yes, Your Honor. Let me pull up her report really quickly.
Okay, with that
Sorry,
knowledge,
just
why
one
didn't you
moment.
get the cups?
Yeah. So you turn up to a house where somebody just died, and half the population in that house says, we think she killed him. And nobody did anything for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it just, I mean, again, is this a locality that doesn't have a lot of murders and then this was just overwhelming to them?
This looks like it exactly right. All right, so I want to make sure, because it appears from your report there were 2 conversations with Amy. So I would like to make sure we're talking about the same one. When you first arrived and you saw Amy in the driveway, you're saying that is when she told you that Eric said that Kouri was going to kill him?
Yes, they said, she said it during both conversations.
Okay. So in your report, when you reported what happened, you said Amy said she thought I should know that Eric and his wife Kouri were having problems and that Kouri had threatened him.
Yes. Threatened to kill him. Yes.
Okay, that's different than what you just said. So that's what you were referring to?
Yes.
All right. Then you walked in the home and then you came back out and had another conversation with Amy and her other sister, right?
Yes.
All right. And can you explain, just because we're going to get into this in a minute, what they told you on that second conversation?
I'm trying to remember. They said they had been fighting a lot and that Kouri was erratic when she was drinking and that Eric had told them that she had threatened to kill him.
And did Amy tell you that Kouri found out recently she wasn't the beneficiary anymore and that because of that she threatened to kill Eric?
She told me that at some point, but I can't remember when.
Okay. So she told you that Kouri had found out he had basically made her not a beneficiary?
At some point, yeah.
Before he died?
That's kind of important because that is a huge chunk of the state's motive. She wasn't the beneficiary. And if she knew that beforehand, what good does it do if she kills him?
Yeah.
She said that at some point, but I don't remember when she told me that.
Okay. Do you remember when you had that first conversation with Amy, any specifics about when that statement was made to his family, under what circumstances, or any details about the statement?
No.
And that's before you even walked in the house, right?
Yes.
Did you ever do any investigation to verify that?
Yes, afterwards.
I'm sorry, verify what?
I don't know what that is. My apologies.
Sorry, that statement had been made by Eric?
We did an investigation, but that specific statement, I could only ask her what he'd said.
So it was just her word? You didn't corroborate with anybody else?
Not that I can recall.
Okay. And what about that statement changed the way you behaved when you went into the house? Because I think that's the question he was asking you.
It just made us look at it with a more critical eye.
And nobody went for a warrant.
All right. I think that's all I need from
And
her.
left
Would you approach
the
her just to make
house.
sure I have a same understanding?
Well, but Nick, if
for-
they, okay, so devil's advocate, if they had taken everything that the family said verbatim before the toxicology came back and asked for a search warrant, wouldn't that be considered aggressive? I mean, wouldn't they have
Yeah.
had to wait at least for the fentanyl to come back in a system for that being the earliest they could have done a search warrant?
Yeah, but that was the next day. They didn't enter the house until
I
I mean a week later. So apparently
Yeah.
they weren't that much in a rush.
yeah, none of this is making sense.
And yeah, if she is a canine handler, where's the dog? Did you eat him? Jamie?
Well, also, is canine handler better than detective, or was this a demotion? Was she also smeared by a, mean cop who didn't like her? Like, good God.
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, I appreciate the discussion. Mr. Bloodworth, are we ready for the jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Nestor?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Well, let me grab my cyan and.
Detective, make sure you listen to the question, okay?
So now it's coming in again that they all thought she killed him, or apparently threatened to kill him.
Yeah,
Why-
this is the first time that's come in. There
Yeah.
there were threats to kill him, and that Kouri was aware she wasn't a beneficiary.
Yeah. Well, then he was definitely more worth to her alive than dead.
Yeah, it makes no sense to unalive him if you're not a beneficiary, and if she knew that, then she is crazy. It also doesn't make sense that Kouri knew that beforehand, because she wouldn't have gotten so flippin' pissed when she found out the house wasn't hers.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Have a seat, thank you. Have a seat, thank you. All right, we're on the record. Jury is present. Detective, you're still under oath. Mr. Bloodworth, please proceed.
So, ma'am, when you arrived at the house, Amy Richins met you in the driveway.
Yes.
Did what she told you suggest that Kouri Richins may have been involved in Eric's death?
Yes.
After you spoke with Amy in the driveway, what did you do next?
I went into the home and I spoke with the initial investigator and kind of took a look at the scene, and then I interviewed people present.
And was that person that you referred to as the initial investigator, was that Vinny Wynn?
Yes.
He was the patrol officer that was filling out the death checklist for him?
Yes.
Did he update you on what information he had down on his form?
Yes.
Did you also speak with Officer or Deputy David Pimentel?
I don't remember.
Did you speak with Kouri Richins?
Yes.
What did Kouri Richins say about what happened the night of Eric's death?
She said that they were celebrating something and that they had a shot of alcohol, and around 9 o'clock they went to bed. At around 9:30, one of her kids woke her up with a nightmare, so she went down to their bedroom and stayed there for a while until about 3 o'clock, and then she came back to her own bedroom. She said when she got there, Eric was in the same position. He was really ghost white. He was cold, and when she nudged him or moved him, he was heavy. He didn't appear to be breathing, so she called 911.
Did Kouri Richins say anything about Eric Richins' health or using medication?
Yes. She said that he was a very healthy guy. He ran marathons. She said that he had been complaining of chest pains that night, but he had had COVID twice, and that he currently had Lyme disease, but he didn't like taking anything for it. He had pain pills prescribed, but he didn't take them. He took vitamins instead.
Did Kouri Richins say anything about Eric using street drugs?
No.
And this is why it would have been so important to say that to every damn witness that knew them both oh, he was hiding things from you. Because then they can make excuses for this statement that she did immediately after. And I think they fumbled that completely. Oh, Murder Meatball is back.
Ooh.
Did anyone
Aw.
at the scene inform you whether they thought Eric Richins may have died of an
The
aneurysm?
plastic padding
Yes.
fell off.
Do you recall who?
One of the medical paramedics or one of those guys.
When you looked around the death scene, did you see any evidence of illicit drug use?
No.
Did you see any evidence of drug paraphernalia?
No.
You didn't see any of the gummies.
Did you look at the trash cans at the death scene in the bedroom and surrounding the bedroom?
Yes, I did.
Did you find anything in those trash cans?
No, they were empty.
Did you ask Kouri Richins about why they were empty?
Yes.
What did she say?
She said her housekeeper had emptied them.
Did you ask her housekeeper's name?
I did.
How did she respond?
She said she couldn't remember her name.
That's mean.
Hold on. LMP, when the officer said Kouri wasn't the beneficiary, I took it to mean the sister told the officer that, not that Kouri knew. Well,
Oh.
yeah, but the fight where Kouri threatened to kill him was allegedly over that she was no longer the beneficiary. That is what I...
How many times did this crazy woman try to take Eric out?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Do not accept a sandwich from Kouri Richins.
Yeah.
What, as you understand it, are the laws for searching a home when investigating a death scene?
You can search the immediate area and look for anything that might explain what had happened. Anything more than that, you need either a warrant or some probable cause.
And here, that immediate death scene was the bedroom.
Yes.
With the information you had at the time, what Kouri Richins had told you, no drug paraphernalia, no signs of illicit drugs, possible aneurysm, did you believe you had probable cause to apply for a warrant to search the entire home?
Your Honor, objection calls for a legal conclusion.
Overruled.
No, I did not.
And you asked for consent to search beyond the immediate death scene.
Yes.
Did you ask for consent to search beyond the immediate death scene?
I did. We asked if we could search the kitchen garbage.
And why did you ask to search the kitchen garbage?
That's where he had been for the last part of the night, and garbages are usually a good place to see if there's any evidence of any kind of illicit drugs or anything like that.
Did someone else search that garbage?
Yes.
Did they find any evidence of illicit drugs?
No.
You searched the garbage, but you didn't take the Moscow Mule cups.
Yeah, none of this is making sense to me. I mean,
No, well-
again, you don't have probable cause, but you can always ask her, hey, can I take these Moscow Mule things? We want to test those. I mean, hey, are you feeling sick? Because it could have been, I mean, hey, you drink some too. We need to check these out to make sure you're not going to show signs of whatever happened to Eric.
Yeah.
Beyond the garbage in the kitchen, did you ask for consent to search the rest of the home?
No.
Why not?
At that point, there wasn't anything that said it was a crime. I didn't know what I'd be looking for, and I wanted to be mindful of family that was grieving.
So you didn't think it was
Let me, in a
crime?
hypothetical, contrast the death scene that night with a fictional one. If you arrive at a death scene at a home and the cause of death is obviously a gunshot wound, but there is no gun near the body, would you apply for a warrant to search that home?
Yes, I would.
In the 2 weeks following Eric's death, did you gather Eric Richins' health records?
I did.
Why?
I wanted to see if there was a reason or a medical reason for his death.
And who provided you his health records?
His sister, Katie.
Did you then provide those health records or information from that health record to the medical examiner?
I did.
In the 2 weeks after Eric's death, did you also gather Eric's will, trust, and power of attorney papers from Katie Richins Benson?
Yes.
Did you also speak with Crystal Bowman Carter, Eric's attorney who prepared those documents?
I did.
In those 2 weeks, did you speak with Christina Miller, Eric Richins' divorce attorney?
Yes.
Is the next big event in your investigation when you received preliminary toxicology results?
Yes.
Was that on April the 8th, 2022?
Yes, it was.
What information did those results provide?
That he had died from a massive fentanyl overdose.
Did that preliminary toxicology result alter the trajectory of your investigation?
Yes.
Based on that toxicology result, did you then get warrants to search the Richins home, vehicle, and Kouri Richins' person for illicit drugs, digital devices?
Yes, I did.
When?
Did you execute that warrant on April the 13th, 2023?
Yes.
When you
April the
April
13th.
the 13th?
The 10 days later, 8 or 9 days after the preliminary toxicology report. They waited more than a week. For the love of fuck. It was almost as if you didn't want to solve this.
Yeah, I don't understand this. You generally try to quickly write a search warrant because you don't want people destroying evidence.
Yeah. There are
I mean, according to Hollywood.
There are literally judges on call for this reason. To, hey, before evidence is destroyed, we need to get there now. But I guess there was a sale on donuts. And she couldn't move. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the sisters didn't save the cups either. If the sisters had these thoughts, because
Yeah.
let's say the cops were slow in the uptake, you would think that the sisters would have already collected stuff. With them going out of their way to paint a target on Kouri's back, you know, it is interesting that the sisters themselves didn't save anything.
executed that warrant, did you inform, April 13th, 2022?
Yes.
Okay. When you executed that warrant, did you inform Kouri Richins that the preliminary toxicology results showed that Eric Richins died of fentanyl intoxication?
Yes.
Did detectives search the house that day?
They did.
Did the detectives search Kouri Richins' automobiles that day?
Yes.
Did detectives find any evidence of fentanyl in the home or the automobiles?
No.
Why did you seek through the warrants to collect Kouri Richins and Eric Richins' digital devices?
I wanted to see if there was a source for how they got the fentanyl, if he was texting or anything like that.
10 days later.
Or if she was?
Yes.
Did you seize Kouri Richins' white iPhone on that day?
Yes,
Did you also seize Eric Richins' iPhone?
I did.
On that date, was there a red truck at the home?
Yes.
Was there a brown truck at the home?
No.
Did you seize any THC products?
Yes.
On May the 2nd, 2022, did investigators send those THC products to the state crime lab for testing?
Yes.
On March the 4th, 2023, did Brian Holden from the State Crime Lab send investigators the test results?
Yes.
And did those test results confirm that there was no fentanyl in those THC products?
Objection, can we approach?
That was quick. Let me get.
On March the 4th, 2023, did Brian Holden from the State Crime Lab send investigators the test results?
Yes.
And did those test results confirm that there was no fentanyl in those THC products?
Objection, can we approach?
I don't think they tested the gummies for fentanyl.
I thought that they had, but we just didn't hear the results. Like nothing showed up
Yeah.
positive for fentanyl, but we didn't know what they tested.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. They strongly objected against the defense trying to get through the items.
Yeah, so
And now all of a sudden in a question they are boom, the gummies didn't have fentanyl.
yeah, why are we
Why are
this
they
case
so
is so bass awkward.
Imagine with a good defense. Imagine Mr. Alessi. Imagine Andrew Jackson. No, not Andrew. Mr. Jackson. Imagine Mr. Steele. I mean, seriously. They would have a field day with this fuckery. That's a long ass while we wait for them to come back. Sidebar counter 73.
Woohoo. I do wonder if they've switched up their homicide procedures after this case because according to what John Gary was saying, it looked like there were only, 2 red rums in Summit County over a 4-year period. So it does seem like they were woefully unprepared to handle homicides.
Yeah. Okay. That's a lot. Yeah.
I'm revising it. I think that the state's not going to be done until Wednesday, just with all the sidebars.
Yeah.
Because
this
I think
which witness is this today? It's witness number 3.
I think it's just 2. No, it's 3.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah,
3.
it's 3.
Yeah.
And we still have Detective O'Driscoll.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. Pause there for a minute. Mr. Bloodworth, I understand you would like to withdraw the state's last question?
Correct.
Okay. All I ask.
Yeah. But cat's out of the fucking bag now. And it could be the specific gummies they tested. They didn't find, but they didn't test all of it. So they can't make that statement. Which is also the reason why they profoundly refused a week and a half ago, to allow the defense to ask the actual scientist, well, what did you test?
The state didn't test all the damn packages of gummies. Are you kidding?
Well, that's my theory, at least.
I mean, it sounds about right for this entire case.
Yeah, this will be a motion for mistrial. Now, this is a curative instruction number oomph. I mean, They already heard it.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, you can't put the toothpaste back into the tube. You can't shovel the shit back into the horse. You cannot unfuck a clusterfuck.
Well, JKD Buck, we learned that some of the gummies were tested at the state lab and did not contain fentanyl, at least from what we're trying to gather from a sidebar, because Mr. Bloodworth had asked her about tests being done on all of the THC gummies, and then defense quickly said objection and went up. And it looks like they have to withdraw that question. So the defense is right on one thing, or at least won that one.
Folks, is that to the extent you wrote down the last question and the answer to it, just cross that out of your notepads. Okay. Mr. Bloodworth, take it from there, please.
Your Honor, on March the 4th, 2022, did investigators send the seized phones to the Regional Computer Forensics Lab for downloading?
Yes.
Did those phone downloads return from the RCFL in July of 2022?
Yes, they did.
Did investigators then begin searching through the phone downloads?
Yes.
Were investigators primarily searching for information on both Kouri and Eric Richins' phones regarding where the fentanyl could have come from?
Yes.
Did investigators find information on either Kouri or Eric's phone about where the fentanyl came from?
No.
Was that search complicated by deletions in Kouri Richins' phone?
It was.
Is it fair to say that between waiting for state crime lab results, download results, and sifting through digital information, that from late spring of 2022 through the fall of 2022, that the investigation wasn't advancing very much?
Yeah, that's fair.
During that time, did the family's investigator, Todd Gabler, begin providing detectives with information that he was discovering through the course of his investigation?
He did.
Did he provide detectives with information to include some phone billing records from both Kouri and Eric Richins' phone?
Yes.
Did he also provide detectives with recorded interviews and interview written reports from his interviews of Kouri Richins' friends and Eric Richins' friends and other associates of the two of them?
Yes.
Was that information helpful in advancing your investigation?
It was.
Towards late 2022, did the information that Mr. Gabler was providing detectives start to accelerate your investigation?
Yes.
In March of 2023, did you transfer from serving as a detective to serving as the K-9 deputy?
Yes, I did.
How did that come about?
I'd been working to get a dog for years, and when the opportunity came and I was able to get that dog, that was something I really wanted to do.
Did Detective Jeff O'Driscoll then take over as the lead detective on this case?
Yes, he did.
Thank you. I don't have any further questions.
Ms. Nestor.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
What's your title now?
Just deputy.
Deputy.
Yes.
I want to make sure I call you the right thing. Deputy Woody.
Yes.
We've met before, but it's nice to see you again.
Thank you.
All right, I have a few questions for you. So when you responded to the home, is it fair to say that before you walked in the door, as you told Mr. Bloodworth, you had reason to believe that could be a murder crime scene?
Yes.
Okay. And I know that you hadn't had many of those yet, but
Correct.
you've definitely responded to overdose calls, right?
I have.
Okay. So when you went in and I don't even know if this is part of your typical death investigation, so if it's not, please advise me. But did you have any crime scene tape with you available?
I don't remember.
Did you put up any crime scene tape to keep people from disturbing a scene?
No, we had somebody posted at the bedroom door.
Right. And eventually that person left later in the morning.
Yes, he was switched out.
So there was no preservation of the scene as far as allowing CSI people to come in and do their thing, right?
Yes, they could come in and work that scene.
But they didn't.
The crime scene techs?
Yeah.
Yeah, they came in.
Okay. So who is it that you're referring to were the crime scene guys?
That would be Chelsea Gibson.
Okay.
And then we had somebody from the medical examiner's office as well.
Sure. Perfect. Other than Chelsea and the medical examiner person who we have heard testify in this trial, was there anybody else there helping you investigate the scene?
There was a patrol deputy.
Who was that?
I believe, I can't remember which officer it was.
Okay, that's fine. So between the four of you, the only area that you searched was the area immediately around the body and then the kitchen trash can, right?
The bathroom that was attached to the bedroom as well.
All right. Did you have consent from Ms. Richins? Did she cooperate with you on that?
Yes, she cooperated.
And she gave you consent to search the kitchen?
Just the garbages. That's all we asked for.
That's all you asked for?
Yes.
Right. And you mentioned that she told you that she couldn't remember her housekeeper's name. Did you ultimately confirm that a housekeeper did come that day and clean the house?
I can't remember.
If I gave you the name Norma Garcia, does that refresh your memory?
No.
Okay. So you don't know if you ever confirmed that or not?
I can't remember. I don't recognize that name though.
Did you or any of the other three search the large trash cans that were out in the back in the garage?
No.
And did anybody search Mr. Richins' vehicles that night?
No, we didn't search any vehicles.
You did mention that when Mr. Bloodworth was talking to you that you did not see any evidence of drug use or paraphernalia. Is that right?
Correct.
But in fact, wasn't there an empty hydrocodone bottle seized from right next to Mr. Richins' bed?
There was.
And do you know what happened to that bottle?
We took some pictures, but I'm not sure if we took it or not.
You didn't put it in an evidence bag?
No.
You didn't swab it for the inside of it?
No, it was empty.
Do you know where it is to this day?
No.
Well, that explains why they never tested it. But seriously, oh, it was empty, so we didn't swab it. No, because if it has pills in it, you don't need to swab it because you have the fucking pills. If you don't have the pills, you swab it.
Yeah, or you at least bag it because it was next to the bottle. But I thought they did bag the empty bottle. They just didn't test it.
Yeah,
I thought they collected
so
because I
Or
thought we've
maybe they
seen.
could. Yeah.
I'll have to
I
go
thought-
back and watch the evidence because it's been a while. But I thought they did bag it because that's why Kathy Nestier was so upset that they didn't test it. They had the
Yeah.
bottle and they didn't test it.
Yeah.
You talked with Mr. Bloodworth about the fact that in order to go outside the immediate area of the body or anywhere else where you get consent, you'd have to go to a judge to get a warrant. Is that right?
Outside of the immediate area, yes.
Right. And nowadays, when I first started practicing law, this was different. This has changed in the many decades that I've been doing this. But now you can actually call a judge on the phone and get a warrant, can't you?
You can do an e-warrant.
Right. Over the email?
Yeah, online.
Okay. That did not exist when I started practicing law. So did anybody try to get an e-warrant that day to look anywhere else in the house?
We didn't really have any idea if there was a crime that was committed or not.
So even with all your experience and your training, there was nothing about that house that day that indicated to you it was a crime scene sufficient to even get a probable cause warrant.
Correct.
Okay. You also mentioned that you gathered some health records from Mr. Richins' sister, Katie.
I did.
And did you ever subpoena those same records from the actual doctor?
Can't remember.
So before you gave these records to the medical examiner, you can't say for sure if Katie removed any part of it or changed any part of it, or if they were actually accurate, valid records, can you?
I just read them to her over the phone, but yes, I gave her that information.
Okay.
You didn't verify the medical records?
And Mr. Bloodworth talked to you about the search on April 13th of 2022. You were basically the person in charge of that search, right?
I don't know if I would say I was in charge. I don't have any rank, but yeah, I was there.
Okay. And when that search happened, is it totally fair to say Kouri Richins did not know that search was imminent?
Meaning she didn't know that it was going to happen?
Right.
I have no idea.
And as a matter of fact, she was seized and detained as she was driving away from her house, right?
She was.
And she was held in a police car while you guys did at least part of this search.
She was only held there till I could explain it to her.
So how long was she held in the police car until you could get to her and explain everything?
I believe they said it was 10 minutes.
Okay. And when you got there, you explained to her what you were doing, right?
Yes.
How would you, strike that. She was obviously very upset when you saw her.
Yes.
And is it fair to say that she was under the impression that this was related to them taking her house until you explained to her that it had to do with Eric's death?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember her talking about, is this them trying to take my house?
I don't remember her saying that.
Okay. But either way, you told her that day, hey, Eric died of fentanyl. And that was in April.
Yes.
So just over a month after his death, she knew that you all believed he died of a fentanyl overdose, correct?
Yes.
Just over a month later.
Have you reviewed the website searches that the states tried to put into evidence in this case?
No.
Okay, no worries. To your knowledge, did any of your 4 team members on the day of the death go downstairs or upstairs?
Not to my knowledge.
When Ms. Richins told you on the day of the death, when you first responded, that she had come back to the bed and found that her husband was cold to the touch, did you ask her if she went anywhere else in the house before she laid down?
I don't remember.
Did you ask her if she went to the bathroom?
I don't think I asked that specifically.
And I know you like dogs. Did you notice there was a dog in the house?
They must have had it put up when I was there because I never saw it.
Did you ask her if she let the dog out before she went to bed?
I didn't even know there was a dog.
Did you ask her if she went to the kitchen and got a glass of water?
Nope.
To this day, did anyone, to your knowledge, when you told, well, strike all that. I think you've already testified to that. You did mention that you went through everybody's phones. Is that right? Or Eric's and Kouri's phones?
Yes, we did downloads.
To what extent did you look through Eric's phones?
I mean, there was a couple of investigators just trying to figure out what it all meant. It was all pretty confusing.
So what exactly did you look at in Eric's phone?
Your Honor, objection foundation, that I think there's a disconnect between you and investigators and who was in the phone.
Would you lay a little foundation
Sure.
for whether this person ever looked through the phone?
And this may be my fault. I thought you testified that you were looking through the phones. It wasn't you personally?
I looked through some of the downloads at some point, yes.
Like the Celebrite downloads? Or what type of downloads?
They would have been like call records, call logs.
And those are the ones you got from Investigator Gabler?
Yes.
Okay. So you never actually looked through the guts of what was in the phone?
No.
Perfect. That was my mistake. Thank you for clarifying that. How often were you talking to Investigator Gabler during the time you were on the case?
He would send emails sporadically throughout the case while I was there.
And how often were you talking to members of the Eric Richins family?
They emailed me pretty frequently, but I can't give you a number.
Do you recall about a week or so after Eric's death, Katie Benson sending you a multi-page timeline of everything suspicious she believed Kouri had ever done in their lifetime?
She did send a timeline at some point.
Going back years?
I'd have to look at it again. I can't remember.
Okay. Do you remember, as part of this investigation, did you do any investigation into whether or not in Summit County there were reports of fentanyl being found inside marijuana?
No.
Interesting.
Well, if there are such report, we are all very, very interested in looking at it. And also, How did you not know about it?
Yeah, but what I will say is this is on the report that Kathy Nestor understood the report she read, which I can't say I put a lot of faith in.
Mm.
Are you aware that a few months after Eric's death, an individual was arrested and charged with selling marijuana laced with fentanyl?
Objection, Your Honor, foundation.
I'm asking if she's aware.
Yeah, the hypothetical needs some foundation.
Do you recall a case that, actually, Katie, can you bring up, just a minute, Your Honor, let me get the number. TG1. Yeah, TG1. Just for the witness only, Your Honor.
Yep.
Can you go to the last page and see who signed it? Go back.
What was it, gummy or was it the
Counsel, would you
flower?
approach for a minute?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, not that I'm a Cheech and Chongologist, but I know that there's different ways that one can get the ganja delivered
Yeah.
into their system.
Sidebar counter 74.
Wine.
Okay.
We may need to go back to page 1.
We will.
Okay.
It may have to be page 2, Your Honor. I'm not sure page 1 will refresh your recollection.
When you may take control, please.
Do you recognize the document that's in front of you?
No.
Are you okay? Then that's fair. Take that down. Did you ever provide to investigator Gabler, the private investigator, reports from cases where people were being arrested for dealing fentanyl in Summit County?
That doesn't sound familiar.
So that if he got those, they did not come from you.
I don't believe so. That doesn't sound familiar.
Totally fair.
Ooh.
Well, and we're still going to get Todd Gabler before we get Detective O'Driscoll.
Did you know that Kouri Richins was represented by an attorney shortly around the time that you did the search on April 13th?
Objection, Your Honor.
Relevance?
Relevance.
Sustained.
When you had the conversation with Kouri on the day of the search on April 13th and you told her that Eric had, in your opinion, died of a fentanyl overdose, had she been trying to set up with you that week a meeting with her and her attorney?
Objection, Your Honor. We approach.
Yeah.
And here we go again.
Yeah, that's why I don't take anything she represents or purports as anything true, because she doesn't.
I mean, can't she read? And sidebar counter 75. You are going to have a Tuesday morning shot of something. At this rate. Hello, Mr. Pickles.
Their collective insanity is killing me, so maybe a shot would be great.
When you interviewed Kouri on the day of Mr. Richins' death, you mentioned that she told you she came back into the bed around 3 a.m. Is that right?
Yes.
Did you ever ask her how long she was in the bed with Eric before she realized he was cold to the touch?
From my understanding, it was almost immediately.
Okay.
Yeah, I would think that would be almost immediate.
And you reviewed the 911 call that we all heard here today, right? You listened to the 911 call.
I haven't today, and I don't remember listening to it.
Okay. You never listened to the 911 call?
I might have at some point, but I don't remember it.
And she certainly, Kouri Richins never told you, hey, my husband's a big drug addict. He's probably overdosed. Check for drugs. She did the opposite, right?
Correct.
She told you he was pretty healthy.
Yes.
What are you proving here?
I don't know.
Wouldn't she want to say my husband's a big drug addict?
Lady.
He did it himself?
Why? You need to get it in from everyone. assuming that he hid things.
Nick,
And
how
now
is she
she and
arguing both sides at the same time? Like, oh,
Mm.
well, she let you search the house. Well, she was really mad about this house search. Well,
Yeah.
were you aware? It, it,
yeah, I don't know.
it is too Monday for this shit.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it. Enjoy the dog.
Thank you.
No, Your Honor.
May we release this witness?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
Deputy, you're free to go. Watch the case. Don't watch the case. It's entirely up to you.
Okay, thank you.
Very good.
Let's see.
Can we sanction her for not bringing the dog in? Because that would have at least given me some relief of a cute puppy.
Yeah. Now it seems like it's the world's oldest person next.
Witness from the
Oh,
state
is
for today.
that?
Your Honor, the state would next call Todd Gabler.
Okay, let's do it. You folks okay to keep going? Very good.
Ooh, the private investigator. I wonder if
Did
Kathy
you
Nestor's
know-
going to let.
Did you know that sometimes private eyes are called dicks? A
If he's
short for
bald, I'm
detec-
going to laugh.
Brief play. Everybody just stay put for 1 moment. This will make sense. Come on.
Oh,
Well, the judge is running away.
Mr. Gabler, good afternoon.
What in the
Would you mind
pimp
standing in front of
game?
Brittany?
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the matter before the court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, subject to the pains and penalties of perjury?
I do.
Thank you. Please have a seat.
Sir, take your time and please watch your step.
Thank you.
Wait, is he going to put the neck brace on when he sits down?
All right, how's this?
Sound great.
Great.
Mr. Bloodworth, please proceed.
Sir, what is your name?
My name is Todd Gabler, Gabler.
You appear to be recovering from something.
Yes.
Would you mind just at a high level explaining?
On January 13th, I underwent a 5-level PCLF. That's a posterior cervical laminectomy infusion. My neck has been fused together with titanium rods.
Oh, ow.
Sir, are you taking any medication today that would affect your testimony?
I purposely did not take any pain medication today for the purpose of the clarity of my mind and my testimony to you today. I took Tylenol this morning.
Oh my God, Nick,
What, sir,
no,
is your
he can't
occupation?
face Nestor without pain medication. This is too fucking much. This man should be allowed to take his pain medication before Nestor.
yeah. Ow. Ow. Ouch. And yeah, I mean, this is the most crucial witness for the defense. It's through him. So you just happen to find this after the cops went there the second time? So they searched it again and found what you found. And the same after the fourth time. You searched where they had searched and you found something. I mean, they really need... They need day one spray tan guy.
Yeah, but he's also made himself incredibly sympathetic, so now you can't be a dick to him. Or you can be, but look, I'm gonna tell you that when I'm having a high pain day and I have to people, I am not as nice to humanity, and I really, really will, tell you to off you fuck much quicker. So I don't know if this is a good idea for Kathy.
I'm a licensed private investigator in the state of Utah.
How long have you been a private investigator?
34 years.
What, sir, is your investigative experience that is relevant to this case?
Well, over the course of 34 years, I have worked on approximately 100 homicide cases. I have been active in the trials of perhaps a dozen or maybe more homicide cases over the course of my career. I have extensive experience in a specialty in digital forensics, which allows me to examine digital devices, phones, computers, other things of a digital nature to uncover information that may have been deleted, destroyed, or altered. I can't really think of anything else that is sort of a 30,000-foot view of what would be important to the jurors in this case regarding my experience.
Well, sir, of those 100 or so homicide cases, how many have you worked for the defense?
All of them. I have always sat on that side of the room, standing in between the state and a defendant.
And you mentioned, sir, that you testified
Interesting.
about 12 times. Have you ever testified for the state?
Never.
Well,
Did there
that's
come
one
a
way to
time
get that
shortly
prejudice
after
out.
Eric Richins' death, when the estate of Eric Richins hired you as an investigator?
Yes.
Do you recall about when?
I was first contacted by Crystal Bowman Carter, an attorney. I believe that would have been early to mid-March of 2022. She asked that I contact her client, Kouri Richins Benson, regarding the death of her brother, Eric. She gave me a broad sketch of what she knew about what had occurred regarding Eric's death. And it was a very short conversation, very professional, very to the point. And then it was a few more weeks before I first spoke with Katie and Clint. That's Kouri Richins Benson and Clint Benson at their home in Summit County. That was April the 1st, 2022.
And was that engagement to investigate the death of Eric Richins?
Well, that was part of the investigation. I was under the impression that I had been hired at the instance of the filing of a lawsuit by the defendant, in this case, against Katie for the trust money and the control over the trust that Eric Richins had created.
And to be clear, the lawsuit involved Kouri Richins as trustee.
Correct.
And when you're interacting with Kouri Richins, it is in her capacity as trustee.
Correct.
Or personal representative of Eric Richins' estate.
Correct.
What, if anything, sir, did you inform at that meeting with Clint and Katie? What, if anything, did you inform them of how you conduct investigations?
Right. So I talked with them about some of the various facets of an investigation, how it would proceed. I've already talked to you about the qualifications that I have in digital forensics. And so I talked a little bit about that, about the need to get a hold of phones and computers and other things that would have evidence of either a wrongful death or some mismanagement of finances that was being alleged in the case. So for all my clients, it's basically the same speech. You're hiring me to find the truth. The truth is sometimes very difficult for us to accept. I've often said that the truth is half what you most fear that it is and half what you most desire it to be. And you cannot separate those
Nick,
two.
can we
from the
get
truth.
this man for an
I
interview?
told them that they would have to accept the truth about what happened to their brother, no matter what that truth was. If he took his own life, they would have to accept that. If someone was responsible for his death, they would also have to respect my investigation and accept that truth. They agreed.
Sir, from that point forward, did you conduct an independent investigation?
I did.
Sir, who paid for that investigation?
I was paid by Clint Benson, but my understanding is that the legal sort of line of authority for which I was engaged was for the estate and Kouri Richins Benson as the personal representative.
Did you bill them at your customary rate?
I did. I continued to bill them at the rate that was established at the time of my engagement, even though my hourly rate increased during the course of my investigation. They enjoyed a lower rate essentially because of the time that they engaged me.
Did anyone else pay you for your investigation?
No.
Did anyone from the Summit County Sheriff's Office direct your investigation in any fashion?
No.
Did you conduct your investigation entirely independent of the sheriff's office?
Yes.
Did you provide information from your investigation to the sheriff's office?
Yes, on many occasions.
And before providing it, did you receive approval from your client?
Yes, that is part of the standard operating procedure. It would be a crime for me to, under the Utah Private Investigators Regulation Act, to have any file materials go to anyone else but my client without my client's permission. So the standard course would be that I would discuss my findings with my client, and we would discuss handing that over to the sheriff's office. In every case, information that we thought important to the investigation was handed over, and there was no event, no occasion upon which we decided not to turn over something to the sheriff's office. Full disclosure. That was the rule.
Sir, was that flow of information one way from you to the sheriff's office?
Oh, yes, very much so. I initially tried to get the 911 audio call that the defendant in this case had made, and the sheriff's office denied my request under the Grandma law. I appealed to the county administrator for Summit County. She also denied my request. So yeah, it's common for police agencies to be one-way streets.
So it was not uncommon for your request for information to be denied?
Correct. My investigation proceeded regardless of whether they were providing me any information or not.
Did you have contact with the Summit County Attorney's Office before Kouri Richins' arrest?
No.
Did anyone from the Summit County Attorney's Office direct your investigation in any fashion?
Never.
Did you conduct your investigation independent of the County Attorney's Office?
Yes.
On June the 15th, 2023, after Kouri Richins' arrest, did you receive a subpoena from the County Attorney's Office for your investigative file and any forensic data that you had collected?
I did.
Now, Nick,
Did you provide
can you
that
pause it
material
here?
to the county's attorneys?
Can the state require that? Wouldn't that be considered work product? I know there's not attorney-client privilege for a private investigator, but it seems pretty rich that the state can come in and say, we need to see all your records on this particular case.
If they get a judge to sign on it, then yeah.
Fair point.
But what I don't understand is, according to, there were calls back and forth between, according to the defense in their opening statement, there were calls back and forth. Hence all the 427 warrants, because he found stuff they missed. So,
well, I think it was him giving them stuff, but they weren't calling him to ask him where.
Yeah.
Or maybe they were calling to clarify, like, were you in this room?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he does seem like, now, I don't remember him saying he had any law enforcement background prior to his private investigation.
No. So
that would be something, I mean, not that you can't develop into a private investigator, but generally I would assume you had some sort of law enforcement background.
Yeah, but it seems he went right into it. Did he fail cop school?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm wondering. You know, I mean, or maybe they just didn't get into that part of his CV. I'm sure if he just made himself an honorary investigator, Kathy's going to let us know.
Yeah.
To the county attorney's office in response to that subpoena?
I did. I produced 2 hard drives. One contained what I call the logical and physical investigation file. That would be interviews, audio recordings, photographs, videos. That was a fairly large file. And then the second hard drive that I provided a few weeks later was all the computer forensics, the digital forensics, the examinations of the C&E computer.
So he went through all the phones before the state did?
Well, not like the C&E computer, at least. So perhaps not the phones, but at least Eric's work computer he went through before the police got to it.
Yeah. Strange.
a clone of Eric's iPhone, and some other digital data.
Did you begin your investigation with a hypothesis?
Yes. A number of hypotheses appeared clear to me in this case. My investigations are hypothesis testing exercises. That's just a fancy way of talking about something that we all do every day. We look at a situation and we evaluate what that is. Is there evidence that supports our hypothesis that that is what it is? Well, if we're looking at a red light, our hypothesis may be that traffic should be stopped, and we look around for data to verify that hypothesis, that indeed there are cars that are stopped at that red light. In this case, it was clear to me that two hypotheses needed to be looked at. Number one, Eric took his own life as a matter of accidental overdose. Number two, Kouri Richins surreptitiously had Eric ingest a massive amount of fentanyl and killed him. So, as the case proceeds, and I see new data, I see phone data, I see computer data, I interview people, I look at documents or things or other devices, all of that data gets fed into one of those two hypotheses, both of those hypotheses. Does this confirm it? Does it deny it? Does this evidence make it more likely that this hypothesis is true or less likely that this hypothesis is true? Does this evidence preclude the possibility of one of the hypotheses being true? So that hypothesis testing continues throughout the investigation. And sometimes a permutation of the hypothesis comes along. We have to change the hypothesis just a little bit to allow some of the data to fit that hypothesis. Not large permutations in this case, pretty straightforward. Two competing hypotheses.
Sir, you just mentioned that in testing your hypotheses, you conducted some interviews.
Yes.
What, sir, is your process for conducting interviews?
So my process is to always have a recording device active for any of my interviews whenever possible. This eliminates any possibility for me to be biased or unclear in my reporting of what was said during that interview. It also protects me in a liability
Can we hire him
scenario,
for Delphi?
if someone were to allege that I had done something improper or had offered them material for their cooperation, anything like that. That would all be protection for me by recording that contact. So that is the primary objective of documenting an interview. Later on, when I report it, when I summarize that interview and in writing, because it's hard to get a lawyer to listen to an entire interview. There's some difficulty that they have with that. So they need a summary sheet about what the interview was about. And I type those up based upon the recording that I made, and I typed up those later, or I may have an agent type those for me from the recording, and then I'll review the report and sign off on it, and then it'll go into the file. So that would be my process with respect to an interview, all interviews.
Approximately how many interviews did you conduct in this investigation?
It depends upon your definition of an interview, I guess, but 45, probably, somewhere in that department. 40, I guess I could say 40 to 50 to be safe.
And in those interviews, did you identify yourself?
Oh, yes, always. There was no occasion in this case where I did not identify, give people my true identity and who I represented.
And did you record those interviews?
Yes. I think there were a couple of occasions where I could not get a recorder fast enough. But other than those couple of occasions, they were all recorded.
Who, for example, are some of the people that you interviewed?
I interviewed friends and associates of Eric's. I interviewed friends and associates of Kouri's. I interviewed a number of people involved in Eric's business and personal life. I interviewed family members, both the Richins family, and I attempted to interview family members of Kouri's family, but was not successful in gaining their cooperation for an interview. So that was generally who I interviewed.
And was the purpose to test your hypotheses?
Well, yes, I'm interested in getting those interviews done from as many people as I possibly can from both sides of the camp so that I can get the largest possible data set to feed into that hypothesis testing scenario.
Did you pass your interview recordings and written reports along to the sheriff's office?
I did.
Sir, as part of your hypothesis testing, did you analyze Kouri and Eric Richins' cell phone billing records?
I did.
How did you obtain the records?
Eric and Kouri's cell phones were being paid by C&E Stonemasonry. They were Verizon accounts. And I obtained the the billing records from C&E, from Ali Wright, with the authorization of Kouri Wright. There were 2 productions of telephone records from C&E. The first one was for the period of January 2022 through May of 2022. The second production was May of 2022 through February of 2023.
In that January of 2022 onward time period, what types of information were you looking for in the billing records?
So because the billing records don't really offer content, that is to say, it's not you don't get to see text messages or.
Hey, we got raided. Cat Not Williams and their viewers just joined. Welcome, folks. Welcome, folks. This here is the state witness. He was the private investigator for Eric's family in the civil suit that Kouri did against them to get access to funds and the house.
Yeah. So if Kouri had kept her mouth shut and maybe not bitched about the trust, he wouldn't have investigated.
Yeah. If she just, all right, let's sell it. She claimed she had 11 million, so she could have just sold this new investment. I mean, just put some plastic padding and some wallpaper and call it quits. And
Yeah,
then
I'm
moved
sure
on
the
with her
Army
life.
Corps of Engineers wouldn't
Yeah.
mind. You know,
And
family of raccoons.
mhm. And yeah, had she only been able to shut up, this guy was, because apparently the cops themselves could not find their own assholes. Listen, folks, for you who didn't hear this earlier, from the time, okay, Eric found dead, autopsy, toxicology report showed massive overdose of fentanyl. It took the lead investigator over a week to get a search warrant to search the house. A fucking week.
Yeah, and that was the first of what, 5 different trips into the house to only find THC gummies, and
Yeah.
no fentanyl has
In-
been found in this case.
Yeah.
Now, this is a
So this guy here, since he helped the cops so much, and he was hired by Eric's sister, he is crucial for the defense to insinuate you were paid to find crap on Kouri.
Yeah, I mean, that's essentially now the one redeeming thing for him is that he has never, this will be the first time he's ever testifying in conjunction with the state. He normally works on the defense side. So that is one sort of, point again for him against the grain. But yeah, he seems like he did a much more thorough job and kind of hand led the police with his his information.
Yeah. But he is making a really good impression here.
Yeah, he does seem very competent. He seems neutral. He seems willing to, let the data speak for itself.
Yeah.
What the text message was, you do get to see the numbers that were connected to Kouri and Eric's phones. So we first of all decode that number to a name. We try and figure out who that is, and we fill in every instance where that number occurs with that name. And then we begin to count the total number of contacts with that phone number. So for example, we would see the highest number of contacts for Kouri's phone to her mother. Not an unusual circumstance that someone would be close to their mother, and that would be the highest number of contacts on your phone. So that was the procedure that I was initially interested in, was the weight. We call that the weight. So what is the weight of that person on the other end of the line? Kouri's mom was a high weight because there was a high number of contacts. And so I'm interested in how many times you contact that person. Occasionally, I'm interested in what time of day you typically contact that person, and the type of contact, whether that contact is by text message only or by voice and text. That changes the character of the person on the other end of the line.
Sir, did you pass your analysis of contact weight along to the sheriff's office?
I did.
Was there any particular contact weight that caught your attention?
Yes.
What contact did that involve?
It involved the contact with Carmen Lauder. I noted immediately that there were many hundreds of text messages between the two from the initial data set. That was January of 22 through May of 22. There was a very heavy weight. I don't recall if she was the second or third weight, but it was very close. The only two people that I recall that were ahead of Carmen on that weight was Kouri's mom and Eric. So that was the one that stood out to me. There were others that I investigated, but that one was of particular interest to me.
And to be clear, that involved the weight of contacts between Kouri Richins and Carmen Lauder.
That is correct.
Did that contact weight cause you to investigate Carmen Lauder?
It did.
What did you determine?
Well, it was immediately apparent to me that Carmen had a very extensive criminal record involving drug use and potentially drug sales. I noted that Carmen had a dirty urinalysis, meaning that she tested positive for prohibited drugs in her drug court around the time of Eric's death. I was very concerned about the high number of contacts and the criminal history for Carmen, and I alerted the sheriff's office about that.
As part of your investigation, did you search the Richins' home?
Yes.
When did you first search it?
I believe it was May the 8th of 2023. That was the day that it was released by the sheriff's office. It was an estate asset. Kouri's lawyer, two of her lawyers from Ray Queen Nebuchadnezzar, had showed up as soon as the sheriff's office had departed. And I had arranged for security to stand watch at the house after the sheriff's office released that. So I engaged in a conversation with counsel who wanted access to the home. And it was eventually agreed that one of the lawyers would accompany me on an inventory of the property, all of the assets in the house, all of the items in the house and the detached garage. And so that lawyer stayed for a couple of hours and then left. I never saw them during my search of the property again. I continued to search the property for 4 or 5 days. And then that was the end of my contact with the house initially.
And what was your process for searching and documenting your search of the Richins' home?
Right. So GoPro video, chest mounted, typically, sometimes mounted on the head, and a backup audio recorder just in case something happens to the camera. At least I've got an audio recording of what I'm talking about, where I'm at, what I'm looking at. So that is the procedure for documenting those. There's also photographs that are taken. There are also, with respect to documents, I scanned with a scanner many thousands of pages of documents in this case from the detached garage office. So that was the general procedure for being at the house. There was at least one occasion that I can think of where I was called over to the house and I didn't have my camera with me. So So my video camera. So I used the audio recorder and my camera on my cell phone to document things. I think that was in 2024. So with that being the only exception, that would be my process.
And was Clint Benson present at the home whenever you searched the home? And I guess by present, I mean in the home, not necessarily leaning over your shoulder.
That is not an easy question to answer because my focus was not on Clint Benson. My focus is on the things in front of me. I was never in that house without Clinton Benson's authorization. I was never in that house without Clint Benson being on his way. So if he wasn't there when I got there, he was on his way there. And so he would join up later. It's possible during the May searches that Clint had left the house while I was documenting things in the house. I think that was particularly true of the detached garage office, where I was spending maybe 8 hours in a day just scanning documents, just feeding documents into a scanning device. So I think Clint was likely not there during that.
He was generally there?
He was generally there, I would say so, yes.
And you were recording with your GoPro the whole time?
Yes, with the exception I noted, yes.
Did you ever remove, well, other than your recording equipment, cameras, audio, GoPro, all of that,
yeah.
Did you ever bring anything into the home?
No, I did not.
Did you ever remove anything from the home?
Yes, I did.
What did you remove from the home?
So during my May searches of the house, and in particular in the detached garage office, I encountered a number of documents that had Ray Quinion Nebeker letterhead on the top, and they were either communications between Kouri and her lawyers, or they were billing records from her lawyers. That would be improper for me to read or possess. It would be unethical. I placed these documents into a manila envelope, and as I encountered more of them, I would simply grab a hold of them and put them into the manila envelope. And at the end of my May search, I took that envelope to the office of Ray Quinion Nebeker and handed it over. There were other things that I removed from the house, sort of the general category of the boys things. The boys had requested a few things. I believe Child Protective Services or someone at DCFS had requested that we get documents that pertain to the boys. And I believe there were some other documents that I removed that were personal documents that were now the property of Kouri Richins Benson. These documents involved vital records, birth records for Eric, other vital documents that we would generally safekeep for ourselves, and I turned those over to my client. I'm trying to think if anything else was removed. Any item that I considered to be evidence was removed by the sheriff's office, not me.
So if you came upon something that you considered to be evidence, how did you handle it with the sheriff's office?
I don't think there was a standard approach. I only recall a few occasions. I think the first couple of occasions I may have contacted the sheriff's office directly, either Lieutenant Hemingway or I can't recall any others. And then on one occasion, I contacted Travis, the investigator with your office, and then subsequently spoke to the sheriff's office about removing an item.
And is it your understanding that the sheriff's office would then get a warrant and come to the house to seize whatever item you thought might have evidentiary value?
Yes, I was there for one of those occasions.
Thank you, sir. I don't have any further questions.
Thank you.
Okay, this cross-examination is crucial and of.
Are we going to take a break? Or you want me to go forward?
You tell me. Would you like a break?
Could we have
It's up
just
to
a
the
few
jury,
minutes?
No
whatever they
problem.
want.
You know what?
Oh,
Let's
dear
let you
God,
stretch legs.
it's
We'll take a
Kathy
restroom break.
again.
The witness asks for a break. We provide a break. All right, Kouri. Mr. Gabriel, watch your step there. I'm sure you know this, but you cannot speak to anyone during the break. All right. Is 10 minutes enough time, sir?
5 is plenty.
All right, we'll say 10. We'll be off the record until 3:40. Thank you.
It's like, don't try to go down the stairs backwards with a cane, sir. I know you're high speed and all, but
He was very credible. He's very thorough. But there are some gaping holes that the defense needs to keep all the way in.
Prefer to stand.
Oh, all right, very good, sir. We're ready for the jury.
And I'm sure if there is a way to botch this, she will.
yeah. I wonder if this is hubris, her taking all these witnesses. I mean, generally
Yeah.
they
All right,
have
folks, have a seat.
switched
Thank you.
off more.
All right, Mr. Gabler, you're still under oath, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ms.
Please the
Nestor,
court.
Please proceed.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Ms. Nestor.
I don't believe you and I've ever met, but I am Kathy, and I'm Kathy Nestor, and I'm one of Ms. Richins' attorneys. So it's nice to meet you. So I want to just kind of start with a basic observation, but just to make it crystal clear, you are not law enforcement, correct?
Correct.
And you've never been law enforcement in your whole life, right?
Correct.
Okay. And the rules and ethics and expected practices of private investigators are significantly different, would you agree with me, than those that apply to licensed law enforcement?
I don't know that I would agree with that in every circumstance. A private investigator, when he is hired by a lawyer, is bound to all the ethics that that lawyer is bound to.
Okay.
So,
But for example, you don't have to go get a warrant to go look at a house.
well, right, that's the state action distinction.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not a state actor.
Right.
I've never been a state actor.
Right.
I will never be a state actor.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you want to go search a house for 6 straight days and look at thousands of documents,
Mhm.
you don't need to get a judge to give you permission to do that, right?
No, I got the permission of Kouri's lawyers who represented her to do that.
And you also got the permission of Clint Benson, right?
Kouri's then lawyers, who then had to fuck off after the walk the dog ladder, allowed this person in.
It just keeps getting funnier. Nick, you just have to look at it like it's an absurdity, and it's just Kathy, you can walk into that even. I mean, that would be something I wouldn't bring up.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry. Don't.
She allowed. Well, if this was due to a subpoena or a demand in the civil case, then it's not as much allowed to, but forced to allow in.
A fair point.
But the defense doesn't seem to clarify that.
Yes.
And in fact, Clint gave you a key,
Yes.
and you had that key to use at your discretion.
Yes.
And there were times when you would go to the house and Clint was not there and you would let yourself in, right?
I believe that my testimony covered that, and that was that Clint was aware that I was there, and he was either on his way or there with me.
But you agree with me, and you have videos, I believe, that back this up. That there were occasions where you would go to the house, Clint was not there, you'd use your key, and you'd go in.
Yes.
And there were occasions where you would be spending hours and hours and hours in the office, because I've
Yes.
watched all the videos,
Yes.
and you would be there alone without Clint anywhere around you.
Yeah, I don't need supervision, counselor. I was
Perfect.
conducting an investigation, independent investigation, and he had given me the key, trusted me with that, and I was authorized to enter that premises at will.
Right. So if he got on the stand and said you were never doing anything outside his eye, that would be false.
Well, from his perspective, he had knowledge of my presence there, as I have testified every time I was there.
Lady, this guy has been a defense witness for 30 years. He knows your tricks.
Yeah. He's probably dealt with much better lawyers.
She did the thing again. She's fucking this up. Lady,
Yeah.
this is not a normal witness. You have to hold him as tight as humanly possible. Start at one of the most common is flattering. Oh, you did this because of your vast experience. You do that because of your enormous knowledge, and you do this because of your spine, which is now titanium.
Yeah.
And then slowly wheel them into the harder questions. Here she's open. She's allowing him to elaborate on things that she needs to have him answer in 3 words or less.
Yeah, you need to get him into a rhythm. He is not inexperienced. That's why someone else should have been someone else's only witness to prepare for today.
Yeah.
You know, this should have been Calmos this, because he would have looked at it analytically, he would have looked at it logically, and he would have looked at those points. Now you're going to get flustered because he called you counselor, and you're going to go into full Harpy land.
So from his perspective, it may look different.
Do you agree with me, sir, that there's hours and hours and hours of video of you alone in that office going through things?
I think that I've already testified to that.
Okay. Now, you were not permitted access to the house until after Kouri had been arrested, right?
No, that's not correct.
You got in the house before she was arrested?
No, that is not correct.
Okay, help me out.
The house was released by the Summit County Sheriffs on the 8th.
Okay.
That's what that was the trigger, not Kouri's arrest. It was the end of their search that triggered our access to the house.
Okay.
The police were executing a warrant.
Do you know when Kouri was arrested, sir?
I don't recall the exact date or time.
Would it surprise you to be the day before May 7th?
Okay.
All right. So,
Objection, Your Honor, foundation on that.
But
Was
would
it
you
May 8th?
re-ask the question,
Was
Ms.
it May
Nestor?
8th? May 8th.
sorry, would it surprise you if it was the same day, May 8th, that you got access to the house?
It would not surprise me since I do not recall.
Okay. And during the time after Eric's death, but before Kouri's arrest on May 8th, did you ever go inside the house for that entire year?
I'm sorry, could you ask that again?
Sure. During the time between when Eric Richins died on March the 4th,
Yep.
in the early morning hours
Yep.
of 2022,
Yep.
and May 8th of 2023, were you ever inside the house at any point in between those times?
No, never.
Perfect. So the first time you ever got in that house, over a year had expired since Eric had passed.
Yes.
Okay. And you mentioned the police had executed a search that day before they released it to you, right?
Yes.
And do you know how many times prior to that the police had searched that house?
No.
Okay. And then you've also testified here, I think very honestly, that on repeated occasions you notified the police, hey, there's something you missed. You might want to go back to the house and find it again.
I mean, I'm not going to adopt your characterization, but it is true that I called them back to that house when I discovered something that I thought was evidentiary.
How many times?
Oh, I don't know, 4, 5.
So on at least 4 to 5 occasions, you found things the police had missed.
Yeah. Oh, that's been my experience throughout my career.
And you
The
told
police
them.
never did everything, ever.
Well,
It's
not going to
true in
argue.
every case I've ever handled.
Sure, not going to argue with you on that one.
Yeah, it's true.
So they come back because you call them and say, hey, I found something.
I love
Come back.
this
Here what it
man.
is.
Okay, yeah. He might actually help the defense through this cross-examination by his because up until this is his first time for the state. He's always been a defense. He might not be able to avoid giving a few slashes and puns and
Except that she has been condescending to him already,
Yeah.
so he is probably like, "Okay, I'm already bored, you're doing this wrong."
Yeah.
So he is like, "Okay, no, I'm not gonna take your characterization," and she's allowing him to pontificate. Other
Yeah.
lawyers would be like, sir, I just need a yes or no."
Hmm. This will be interesting.
And they know you're doing that. They know that you have full access to this house, right?
I don't know what they know. I can't answer that.
Well, you're calling them every time you find something.
Well, what opinion they formed in their mind is not within my knowledge.
Okay, fair. True, you called them every time you found something.
That I thought was of evidentiary value
This
in their
is why you don't
investigation.
play chess when you're only equipped for checkers.
She's barely playing tic-tac-toe.
Yeah. Oh, this is I kind of feel bad. Do we have 911 on standby? Because I
Your
think
Honor,
we're
Your
watching.
Honor, the witness is killing the defense attorney.
Your Honor, we need the police. I'm witnessing a homicide right now. No, it's currently active.
Oh, now this is one of the most dangerous things. Regardless, he's leading this cross-examination. She might
Yes.
ask the questions, but he is leading the cross-examination.
Yeah, and this is why I don't know if it was hubris that she just decided to take all the witnesses today,
Yeah.
but it didn't seem like she was prepared for him. If I had him as a witness and knew he had testified for the defense, I'm watching his prior testimonies. I'm
Yeah.
figuring out exactly what he does because I would be aware that he is going to be prepared and he is going to be listening to my questions like another litigator. So when I flub up, he is going to get those, and I don't want him to correct me, so I need to be very precise. Now, Kathy did something else when she was prepping for this witness.
Yeah, this guy he's piloting the plane and she's stuck in the laboratory.
She doesn't even know she's on a plane. She is unaware that he has taken over operation of the USS Defense.
She is on a high chair with somebody. Here comes the airplane.
Okay, it's wildly inappropriate, but if someone could Photoshop him into that Captain Phillips, where I am the captain now, with Kathy Nestor as Captain Phillips, as I said, wildly inappropriate and might get you arrested in the EU, but funny as hell.
Oh. I mean, just look at him. He's smiling.
Yeah, he's over here. He's leading, like he's leaning in. He's like,
he's having fun now.
Look, he can't. He's in constant pain. He's dealing with a moron. He's being nicer than I would be.
This is amazing.
Any of them ever say, you know what, we're good, stop calling us?
No, I don't recall that at all.
So then the converse of that is they encourage you to keep doing that.
Well, no, that is not the converse of your hypothetical, and I do not agree with your assessment.
Yes.
Okay. Did you feel like you were helping them?
I was following the instructions of my client to turn over anything I thought was relevant to the criminal investigation. This is not my case. My case is in a civil court. Anything that we thought was of value to the criminal case, we turned it over.
And the police were happy with that.
I don't know if they were happy or sad or distraught. I have no idea as to their emotional condition.
They sure never told you to stop.
The police never directed me to do anything, and if they had told me to stop, I would have ignored them.
Okay. So you could go in without a warrant, find something, call them, tell them to get a warrant, and they'd come get it.
That's it. We're watching this on Slightly Tipsy Friday, please.
Oversimplification and a vilification. I had permission to enter those premises. I had every right to be there. I didn't need a warrant. I'm not a state actor. I have the permission of the property owner. So I don't agree with your characterization.
When the cops would show up, did you point out what you were showing them? Were you usually there?
Oh, she's
No, I
she's
was
mad
on
now.
one occasion when the police showed up. They executed warrants when I was not there.
Okay.
Yeah. So I only remember one occasion where I found an audio recorder in a dresser drawer that they then recovered by warrant.
And you waited around and pointed it out to them?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I never touched the device.
Okay.
So yeah, I would. I don't know if I pointed it out. I think what I did was on that date, when I saw the recorder and recognized it for what it was, which is not easy, I just immediately withdrew. I left my audio recorder going until the police arrived. I don't recall pointing it out. I recall describing to them where it was.
Okay. Thank you for that clarification. So then there was one occasion where you found something that was a letter purportedly written by Eric called the My Princess letter. Do you remember that?
I remember a baby cakes letter. I don't know if I remember
That's it.
My Princess. Is that the same
That's
one?
the letter.
Yes.
Do you remember finding that letter?
August the 9th of 2024 is when I took a photograph of that, but I found it on May the 10th of 2023 during my search of the residence.
So when you found this letter, at some point, did you move the location that you found it from?
I don't recall ever moving the location. On the video, you will see me find the letter on May the 10th of 2023 when I'm in the bedroom, and it is located in the bottom drawer of Eric's side of the bed, the bottom drawer of the vanity. And I looked at it. I didn't think it was relevant. I put it back down on the drawer. On August the 9th of 2024, when I photographed it on the bed, I do not recall if that letter was on the bed or whether I went and retrieved it from the vanity. But there is video. The August 9th, 2024 was the episode that I described that I was called over and I didn't have a video recorder. So I was recording by audio and and this is the same date that I recovered the audio recorder. So the letter was also photographed, and then later, I think it was taken by the police. I don't know, but.
Let me stop you for just a minute.
Okay.
You left the letter on the master bed, correct? For the police to find.
I left the letter on the master bed. I didn't know that the police were going to come for it.
Okay. And they ultimately did, correct?
Well, ultimately, I don't know because I wasn't present, so that's beyond my knowledge.
Isn't it true that you moved other things around in that house often?
No, that is not true.
Did you move a computer that you located in the office?
I don't recall moving a computer in the office, but I did not move it out of the office.
Did you put it in your Tesla?
If you were talking about the C&E computer, I did not find it in the office. That is not how that worked.
Okay. So you found it where, sir?
I found it in possession of my client who had taken it, who had been given it or taken it from Becky Lloyd. So my understanding of the pathway of the C&E computer that I examined was that it was picked up by Becky, who lives nearby and works for C&E. The C&E computer, she then went to get business files off of it. I talked with her about this. I filed an extensive report regarding my interview about the computer. And then before I could get up to Francis to get that computer, I lived at the time 250 miles south of Francis in Washington County. So it takes me a while to get up to Francis. Before I could get up to get that computer, I believed that my client had already secured it. And so I went and got it from her.
So Becky got the computer from the house after Eric died,
Yep.
right?
Correct.
Then Becky gave it to Katie.
Correct.
And Katie gave it to you.
Correct.
And then all of that, no law enforcement ever put hands on it.
Correct.
And at some point you took it back up to the office to go through it?
No.
Right. Well, there's video of you going through that computer in the office.
I suppose that I may not have remembered that I went through a computer in that office, but the C&E computer was processed at a location in Midway, and I recall that there was what I want to say is an obvious missing hard drive location. I could see the outlines of a hard drive that had been in place in that computer. I became suspicious that the hard drive had been removed prior to me getting to that computer. I later sourced that missing hard drive to an upgrade that was performed by a computer company at the request of C&E. The hard drive contents were transferred to a solid state drive, and I did locate that inside the computer.
Okay. So can we play for the witness only clip TG10?
We're going to play without sound, right?
Yes, sir. No sounds necessary.
Okay.
I'm going to kind of wait till we get to the computer part. I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. Can we bring that one down? That's the next one. We want to go to the one right before that, which is 173. It's GXO 10073. Do you have that one? Okay.
So
Excuse
she
me,
saw
I'm
him
having
looking at a
difficulty keeping my head
computer
up.
and
Oh, no
assumed it was
worries.
the
Whatever
C&E
you
one.
need, sir, to be comfortable. Take a minute. Yep, I'll go back to that. It's going to take her a minute to upload that, Your Honor. So we'll get to that. You don't recall putting electronics documents in your Tesla and driving away from the house?
Oh, I remember that. Yes.
Okay.
But that was not the C&E computer.
Okay, what computer was that?
I don't recall. I'd
So-
have to see the video.
So
That's why I make them.
you removed a laptop from the office and put it in your Tesla and drove away with it?
I don't recall that. No, I do not. That would have been my, if there was a laptop in that office, it was mine.
Okay, well, we're going to pull it up in just a minute. I'll help
Fantastic.
refresh your memory.
Yeah.
Also, you mentioned earlier that you didn't take, other than the vital records and the attorney-client privilege records, that you didn't take anything else out of the home. That's not entirely true. You also took a safe out of the house?
Yeah, I described that by report, but that house, that safe was returned.
Okay, so you went into the house with your own key, correct?
Yes.
You went into the family, I believe is in the master closet, is that right? Where was it?
Yes.
You picked it up, took it out of the house, and put it in your Tesla.
Yes, I believe I did that at the request of Clint Benson.
Okay.
Okay.
And then you drove it to a locksmith,
I did.
and you busted into the safe.
I did not bust into the safe.
Well, he did.
He bumped. He used a technique called bumping. It's the movement of the door and the frame of the safe that allows it to come open.
Okay, but you didn't have a combination.
I don't know if that was a combination. I thought there was a key to that one.
It was forced open with a hammer, right?
I think it was a rubber mallet and it was dropped onto the ground. I think that's what eventually got it open, was it was dropped onto.
He's just having fun here.
I know.
He's in pain, but he's oh, you be.
He likes playing with idiots. I can tell
Yeah,
this is like
yeah.
this is better than whatever medication his doctor was going to give him.
Yeah. Now the bumping that he's expressing is, let's say, this here is the front of the safe. If you bump it on that corner, then the force in itself makes things budge a bit, and that in
Oh.
itself can,
I-
from quite high up, sometimes,
Oh, well,
depending on which safe it is.
I had no
and,
idea.
yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Hmm?
I love that he's being a badass even with a neck brace. Like,
Yeah.
how thug do you have to be killing the defense with a neck brace while drinking
Yeah.
out of like a 19-cent plastic cup of water?
And I mean, if he's driving a Tesla, he's doing okay as a PI.
Yeah.
A flat surface.
And when you were doing that, there's no law enforcement there, correct?
I don't need law enforcement to babysit me.
Okay. And you open it up, and there's clips from guns in there, right?
I love
I would have to go back to my report to recall exactly what was in there.
But you handled it with your bare hands, no gloves.
I did.
All right. And I'm sorry. You also found an unusual residue in the safe. Do you recall that? That you touched with your fingers?
I don't recall that.
All right. We'll play that in a second.
Fantastic.
I do think we found the video of the laptop. So can we queue up for the witness only GXO 10073?
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. Depending on what kind of safe it is, the inside is often inlaid with some brick-like material. When
Oh.
bump, it can be powdery.
Oh, well, I mean, but that powder was probably a little sus, you know, given the
Yeah.
case.
Yeah. And if he handled it without gloves, according to some law enforcement, he would have OD'd if it was something nefarious.
Yeah, I do love how he's just like, "I don't need cops here. In fact, I don't like the cops." Like,
Yeah. Why would I want the cops here? They just fuck it up.
yeah. I like his attitude.
Yeah.
My laptop. I am scanning into my laptop the documents that I
You
am going
dumbass.
through at the office. That is my laptop.
The black one?
Yes.
Okay. So you're scanning all the documents you're finding in the office and then loading them into your laptop.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And again, Clint Benson was not present when you were doing any of this.
Yes, that is my testimony on direct.
Okay. Now let's go to the one of the safe. Can you pull up the clip 100005?
Man, stop making him move back and forth.
1055. See if you can find that one. Sorry. I think it might be under the impeachment documents. Nope. Okay. All right, we'll get the safe one up to refresh your memory about that residue. You don't remember touching some residue and filming it and asking the safe breaker if that was unusual to find residue in a safe?
I don't recall that. I would have to refer back to the video that I made of that for just this purpose.
Okay, no worries. So my understanding is you were at the house. There were some times before you got access to the house while Ms. Richins was still living there that you would sit outside her house and observe the house while she was in it. Is that fair?
It is not fair. That is false.
You never did that?
I never sat outside her house and watched her. False.
Not on March 9th of 2023?
Correct.
Not on April 12th of 2023?
Correct.
But you did put trackers on their cars, is that right?
I did.
And that's a secret device that you put on someone's car so you can follow where they're going without their knowledge?
So GPS tracking devices are generally covert, and there's good reason for that. I put GPS devices on Kouri's vehicle and two of Lisa's vehicles, one of which was being used by Kouri's brother, Ronnie.
So her mother's cars and her car.
That is correct.
And how long did you track these individuals?
I think there were different times for different vehicles. I don't recall the exact amount of time, but that'll be in the file that you have.
And did you turn over your reports on every single place they went for months to law enforcement?
Yes.
And you know that law enforcement is required to have a warrant to do that.
Well, they have to get a warrant, and I have to go through a different procedure that's prescribed by Utah law to appropriately place those devices.
Did you track anybody else's car in this case?
I want to say yes. Yes, I did.
Who else's?
There were some vehicles that I suspected that Carmen Lauber may be utilizing. But I discovered that, in fact, the vehicle that was parked at her house overnight on many occasions was being driven by someone else.
So you never gave that report to law enforcement?
I believe I did.
You gave the Carmen Lauber tracking report to law enforcement?
Yes, it wouldn't be named Carmen Lauber, though.
What would it be named?
Oh. I want to say there were a number of people that were associated with her residence.
That's all right. If it's
There was
someone
Nick Von Savage. There was another young man who were frequenting that residence. And I believe that vehicle that I tracked from that residence was seen there overnight on multiple occasions.
Okay.
I really don't remember, because the point of that was to track Carmen Lauber. And when I discovered that it wasn't Carmen driving the car, I removed the device.
Okay. Law enforcement was also providing you, I believe you said that Mr. Bloodworth asked you if you got information from law enforcement, and you said no. Is that right?
No, that is not right.
Okay, please correct me.
Well, I would have discussions with law enforcement. I could garner an understanding. I could read between the lines, if you want.
In fact, you went to meetings with law enforcement about this case, didn't you?
Oh, yes.
How many times did you have meetings with them?
I don't recall. I don't count them.
Okay.
The number is not relevant to me.
Well, you appreciate it might be relevant to me? Can you try to remember?
Half a dozen.
Okay. Can you pull up TG 11 for the witness only? Can you make it bigger? All right, sir, do you recognize that? you see it?
I can see it.
Do you recognize it?
I believe he recognizes it
I do.
based on the big
All right, and is
cheating
that an
grin.
email that you sent to Detective Woody on July 13th of 2022?
I'm going to have difficulty talking about this exhibit because if it becomes an exhibit, it contains a confidential client communication. But I did send it to Detective Woody.
Okay.
Your Honor, I would object to Mr. Adler being required to testify regarding any claim.
With respect, I'm not sure you have standing to make any objections, and he seems fully attuned to the issue.
Oh, that was Katie's attorney
Hmm.
who tried to object.
Oh, okay. I was wondering who was yelling. Interesting.
Yeah. That was Katie's attorney. Uh-oh. Okay, interesting.
Ms. Nestor, I'm not sure where we're headed, so just take it one question at a time.
I shall. Thank you, Your Honor. Is it fair to say that this is an example of you suggesting to Detective Woody that now would be a really good time for law enforcement to interview Carmen Lauber?
Yes.
And why would that be, sir?
She's on the ropes in drug court is what it says.
Right.
She was on the ropes.
And in fact, what you argued was she would be very likely to be compliant at this point with law enforcement. Is that your words?
Yes.
All right. Also in here, you accuse Kouri of lying about the name of her house cleaner.
Yes.
And the lie that you said Kouri told was that her house cleaner was her cute cleaner, Norma.
Yes.
In fact, didn't you, sir, finally confirm that Norma Garcia was her house cleaner?
I did later confirm that. Yes.
So when you sent this to police and said Kouri was lying, you were wrong.
I was wrong.
Okay.
But prior to Norma,
Your Honor.
Gabler, you need to pause for the next question, sir. Thank you.
very good.
Did law enforcement give you access to I'm going to try to use the right word, to folders where you could access their information on like a subfolder where you had a link to their folder?
No.
Did you provide them with links to your folder?
Yes.
And one of the links you provided them involved a download of Eric's phone. Is that right?
No.
Okay. Did it involve the decoded call logs that you talked about earlier where you figured out everybody's number and name?
I'm confused. You're talking about two separate things. You were just talking about Eric's phone.
You said no, right?
I had an identical copy of Eric's phone that I created from the backup on his Apple iCloud. I may have turned that over to them, but they already had Eric's phone. I didn't need to give them what I had done, which was to trick the Apple server into repopulating a blank iPhone so that I could then forensically examine that iPhone and come up with context from Eric's phone. So I may have given them that information that I created from.
Yeah, people, be very, very careful with what you have on your iCloud, because it is possible if you have the passwords and the tools to simply have an empty iPhone and just.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm more terrified of iPhones now. Wonderful.
A clone of Eric's phone.
So you had in your possession a clone or an exact copy of Eric Richins' phone?
It would not be an exact copy. Only the items that were unencrypted or decryptable from the Apple backup would be on the cloned phone. For example, encrypted data would not be present for biometrics, for his Apple Watch. If he was wearing a biometric watch, that is all encrypted. That would not come back to a new cloned phone. But all of the text messaging, the web histories, the call histories, all of that stuff will be present on that clone.
So you had access to all his texts?
I don't believe I did.
Why not? And this is maybe a stupid old lady question, but explain to me why you didn't have access to his texts if you downloaded everything off the
You
cloud.
said all of his texts.
Okay.
I don't believe I ever got all of his texts.
How far back did they go?
I don't recall a date at this time. I would have to refer to the file material to know the exact date of the first event on the phone.
So how much time did you spend reading through his texts?
Well, I don't recall exactly. I could refer back to some records to come up with an answer for you. It would have been a number of hours.
Hundreds of hours?
No.
Okay,
I mean, in this case,
right.
936.3 hours.
Is how many hours you billed total for the case?
Yep.
And what were you paid for that?
I don't know.
How much do you charge an hour?
$125 an hour. However, that is not the only billing rate in this case. When I used computer forensic software and my expertise in that regard, the rate would be higher. $200 an hour, I think, was the discounted rate that I gave them.
So I'm really bad at math. Please forgive me if I get this wrong.
Yeah, well, we're both in the same place.
We're talking about over $100,000 you made on this case.
I would say so, yes.
Okay. Now I'm going to go back to that phone and you reading his text.
Yes.
As you were calling through your hypotheses,
Yeah.
obviously one of the things you want to look at is the state of their marriage. Is that fair?
I mean, it's significant, but it's not dispositive.
I agree.
It's important context, but that's not evidence of anything, really. I see a lot of bad marriages out there. In my career, I've handled many hundreds of divorce cases. So, people have problems.
Did you review text messages between Eric and some of his friends?
Yes.
Did you review text messages between Eric and Bryce?
Bryce Knudsen?
Yes.
I don't recall specifically, but if they were there, I probably looked at them.
Okay. Your Honor, can I have just a moment?
Is she going to try to refresh his memory?
Yeah, maybe, because they have access. They have all the texts, but they
Well,
need
I
a way
know-
to get them in if there is something anywhere.
Yeah, but I thought Bryce was going to be a witness as well. Or they
Yeah.
were going to call him because he was pantsless at a wake.
Yeah, but on the other hand, this guy is much more cooperative.
Yeah,
Even
I
though
will
he's
say-
leading, he is actually cooperating with the defense, and he actually gives them a thing or two that I don't think the state want to volunteer.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like if you hire someone that hates the state, this is kind of what you get.
Yeah, I mean, if you hire
That's
Mr. Brooks, you get grounds.
That smile is I made $100,000 screwing the state and calling cops stupid to their
Yeah.
faces on record.
Hey, you didn't find this either? Losers! It's on the bed. Come get it.
When you reviewed Eric's texts, did you find evidence of him sexting with people other than Kouri?
I don't recall that. I did investigate allegations of an affair with Eric.
Okay, but that's not my question. My question is, do you recall seeing sexting, as the kids say, on Eric's phone with people other than Kouri?
I don't really.
Kids don't say sexting.
Yeah, no.
It is middle-aged people.
Who probably shouldn't be. Let's be real.
Yeah. Mm.
really know what you mean by sexting. I don't know what the parameters of that are. And so my answer is no.
Yeah. Please, Nestor, go in detail.
Yeah, explain what you were wanting him to
Yeah.
look for. That smile.
Did you find any texts where Eric talked about having an open marriage with Kouri?
I don't recall that.
His smile.
At some point, were you investigating cases that were being prosecuted in the Summit County area around the time that Eric died, where people were caught distributing fentanyl?
Yes.
Did you gather affidavits from cases where fentanyl was being sold in the Summit County area?
Yes.
And did you ever follow up on any of those investigations, or did you just stop by gathering the affidavits?
Well, they were plugged into the hypothesis testing matrix. I considered them for their proximity being in Summit County and for them involving fentanyl. In each of those cases, I found no relationship to this case.
Okay. I want to pull up TG2, Katie, just for this.
Yeah, this was the question that the cop on the stand, who had been working in that area forever, said, I have no idea. The now canine cop. What was her name? I don't care.
Woody. Jamie Woody.
Yeah. Which he had no idea about. And this PI, yeah, I investigated it. It's a
Witness only. Sorry, I lied about the time. I'm going a little bit longer, Your Honor. I'm close to done.
No problem.
Sir, do you recognize that?
I do.
Is that what you were talking about with Mr. Bloodworth, which is the decoding where you looked at his call records and tried to figure out who he was calling?
It is the record that I referred to when I was talking about it on direct. I agree with that.
And Katie, could we go to the page for the date 2/14/2022 at 12:23 p.m.? It's a ways down. Just a moment, Your Honor.
Of course.
All right, so we've blown up a section. Does that refresh your memory about what you determined a call that was made on December 14th at,
Give me the date one more time.
I'm sorry, February 14th? Thank you, Your Honor. At 12:25 p.m.
Well, this is not a record that I created, but I recognize the format, and it appears to be that Eric Richins' phone had an incoming call at 12:25.
Can you look at the call right above that one?
This is an outgoing call from Eric Richins' phone on March the 9th of 2022. I'm sorry, February the 14th of 2022 at 12:23, 2 minutes before the first record that we talked about. And that is to a different number, 801-473-5058.
So as part of your investigation that you were doing on the mirror phone, you could at least identify a call that was made by Eric at 12:23 p.m. on February 14th, right?
I'm confused. We're looking at an invoice record from a carrier, and you're asking me about his phone. Those are two different things.
Did this invoice come from his phone?
No.
Billing records?
From his carrier, from Verizon.
Right.
That's not a record from his phone. That's a record from his carrier.
Understand.
Two different things.
So according to the bill from his carrier, he made a call at 12:23 p.m. on February 14th.
Correct.
Objection. There's a 901 problem here.
I'm done with it, Your Honor.
Hold on. You got to approach for a moment, if you would.
But 12:20, 12:35, whatever. Sidebar counter 76. Isn't that just afternoon? 12:23 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not in the middle of the night, so who cares?
Yeah. Well, that would have been the Valentine's Day when he was calling people thinking he was dying. But,
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But
Sorry.
I can't figure out.
Who did he
He
call?
only has access. Well, she's a lawyer. She should be very precise. She's
Yeah.
talking about the phone records, and then he said, "No, these are from the carrier. These are not his phone records. These are these are carrier records." And it's odd because usually it's the state being or the lawyers being very pedantic, and the witness saying, "Oh, okay." And I think he's
Did you ever make
actually,
any calls or any trips to Mexico as part of your investigation in this case?
No.
You mentioned you interviewed 45 to 50 people, somewhere around there, 40 to 50.
Yeah, it's an approximate number. I have no method of calculating that number. It's approximate based upon my memory.
Did you ever interview Kouri?
I did. I spoke to Kouri. She called me on January the 19th of 2023.
All right. And she voluntarily spoke to you
She called me.
and talked to you voluntarily?
She did. And I stopped her. I told her it would be inappropriate and unethical for me to continue the conversation outside the presence of her lawyer. I then texted her lawyer and had a phone call with her lawyer about the propriety of her client speaking without her presence.
Okay.
I then
So
requested that Kouri submit to an interview multiple times.
All right, stop.
Okay.
Don't reveal what anyone else said to you.
Okay.
The point is, Kouri called you to talk to you and tell you her side, right?
I don't know what her intentions were. She seemed very angry that I had contacted one of her business associates. I believe that was the reason she called me on that date.
Okay. And so you never to this day have sat down with Kouri and heard her version of what happened.
No, despite my repeated requests.
Okay. She called you.
And I was bound by the ethics not to talk to her outside the presence of her lawyer. She was a litigant. She sued my client.
Okay. And ultimately, as you were working with the trust, did you become aware that the trust filed a wrongful death suit against Kouri?
I am.
And are you aware they're seeking over $10 million in damages against Kouri Richins?
I didn't know that. It's irrelevant to me.
Okay. Okay, court's indulgence for just a moment, Your Honor.
Of course.
You know, we had been wondering about this guy. I think he's dispelled all of our worries. He's been.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has anyone thought about making him the actual sheriff? I mean, just for
teaching the cops how to investigate, because they sure as fuck don't.
No, but I mean, the defense did jack crap to make me think that he's an unreliable witness.
Yeah. I was expecting, all these things in you handed over, you called them and told them where the evidence was and all so nefarious. And he just, this is what happened.
This is my laptop. Oh, yeah, show me the video. It's a very, and the fact that she tried to make a point that Kouri called him. Kouri was trying to set him up by going there without his lawyer. And
yeah,
a good defense attorney wouldn't bring up the fact that Kouri had contacted him at all.
No,
In fact,
because
she
that
would've-
backfired spectacularly.
Yeah.
You found it? What's the date?
Oh.
With Eric, I asked you whether you recalled seeing any texts with Eric about him and Kouri having an open relationship, and you said you could not recall. Is that right?
Correct.
Can you put that up on the screen, Katie? Do you recall looking at that text?
I do.
You've seen this one?
I believe I have. It's a joke.
Miss Nestor, don't.
It's a joke?
If he's,
It is. It appears to me to be a joke.
Did you see the text around this text?
I did.
So you have reviewed the text between Eric and Bryce.
I don't know. I don't know that this is a text from Bryce. I have no idea. This does not identify Bryce.
So
Doesn't
now that
identify
now
anybody.
that you have your memory refreshed, do you remember seeing this text between Eric and another individual saying that Kouri and I are starting an open relationship tonight? Right?
It says, Kouri and I are starting an open relationship tonight, so I told her I'm taking you home.
Right.
Yeah.
shit, this. God dang it. Holy shit. Miss Nestor, are you kidding? Nick, I can't.
Of course, it's a joke.
We
Yeah,
have a way to bring this in. Is she retarded? And I do mean that in the That's it. How much is Mr. Bloodworth paying the defense? Can we just just let the state win now.
Yeah. Yeah. Defense, just go home. Just go home.
God dang it. Holy shit.
I mean, it's so obvious.
No
they're
wonder he
joking.
was smiling. Look,
Yeah.
that's why I
The
started
moment he saw
giggling.
that, oh, this is what you're calling they were opening their marriage up? No, it's Eric telling a joke. Hey, we are opening up our marriage tonight, so I'm bringing you home to his best friend. I mean, of course it's a joke.
Oh my God, Tyler Robinson, have you considered possibly pleading guilty?
Hiring Daryl Brooks.
Honestly, I mean, Daryl Brooks might be a better. Hire Daryl Brooks and Sarah Boone together. Boone and Brooks.
Oh, yeah. It's just banter.
Yes, and why would she pick it from a guy's? I mean, she has, allegedly she has sexting text. Why did she pick the one where he's talking to his boy or his guy friend? Like, does she secretly hate Kouri? Like, did she take it because she thinks Kouri's
Yeah.
too pretty and skinny and needs to be in prison? So she's just going to. So we need to baconate that again.
Around this text?
I did.
So you have reviewed the text between Eric and Bryce?
I don't know. I don't know that this is a text from Bryce. I have no idea. This does not identify Bryce.
So
Doesn't
now that
identify anybody.
now that you have your memory refreshed, do you remember seeing this text between Eric and another individual saying that Kouri and I are starting an open relationship tonight? Right?
It says, Kouri and I are starting an open relationship tonight, so I told her I'm taking you home.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. You let that out of your report.
No, this would be part of my report.
Did you see sexting between Bryce and Eric when you looked at their...
Wait a minute. Now Eric's bi? This is a bombshell. We really did get Brokeback Mountain? Are you shitting me? I give up. Please tell me we get dick pics with googly eyes. What in the... See, people wonder why we watch trials. You might not always get this, but you never know when you're going to get testimony like this. Oh my God.
She actually tries to make this into a sexting thing. Oh no. Oh, you cow.
Kouri, get used to orange.
Oh.
Have you thought about license plates and how you would make them?
Oh.
Let's see if Eric sexted Bryce. Maybe this is the motive we didn't know we always had.
Yeah.
See sexting between Bryce and Eric when you looked at their texts?
I don't recall that, no.
Katie?
And is this sexting? I don't know what you mean.
No, I'm not talking about this one. I'm
Okay.
talking about other ones.
All right. I don't recall. I'm talking about many hundreds of thousands of messages in this case. I can't recall them all.
Just a moment.
Brokeback Mason.
Oh my God, have we been lying about Eric, being a drug addict this entire time when he was just gay? Or bi? And Kouri was upset that Bryce was cuter than her?
Yeah, he wore her skirts all the time.
His poor family. I mean, as much as we're joking, I can't imagine sitting in a trial.
See if this refreshes your memory.
No, I don't think it's sexting. I think it's just guys
joking
around. hey, have you found a date yet? Come over, I'll let you suck my I mean,
Yeah,
you write stupid things like that.
well, yeah, or like, I'm a little short on cash, $20 is $20. I got a few
Yeah.
things you can do. I mean, things that normally I would say.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, no. Oh.
Do you remember seeing a whole bunch of emails like this or texts like this between Eric and Bryce?
Now, if there are, I mean,
Honestly, no, I don't remember. Like I say, there were hundreds of thousands of messages in this case. I don't remember even 1% of them. As I look at this, I mean, it just makes me laugh. It doesn't appear to be serious.
So how many of these joke sextings did you review that Eric did?
I don't understand this to be sexting. I think you're wrong about that. I resist your characterization. These are two friends joking with each other. That's what I'm reading here.
And they did that all the time?
I don't know.
Hundreds
Oh
of
my
times.
God. Don't let this chick discover Discord.
I don't remember all of these messages. And yeah, this is a joke.
Did you review all of the texts between Bryce and Eric?
I think at one time I would have gone through every single text message that was available to me on Eric's cloned phone. So do I recall it? Well, I mean, I recall that it was a bit mind-numbing. There was a lot there. Nothing particularly stuck out in my mind or memory about those messages.
Did they repeatedly talk about having sex acts together?
I don't recall.
Did they repeatedly talk about oral sex together?
I don't recall.
Did they talk about anal sex together?
I'm going to fuck you up. I'm going to fuck you in the ass. No, you're stupid.
Nick, you don't understand how funny this is. She has been thinking that Eric was secretly gay this entire time instead of he's a jackass and his friends joke about teabagging. She has put together an entire Brokeback Mountain scenario.
Oh,
She wrote notes. This is why
the
she
big
took
revelation they've been waiting for instead of an actual defense? He was secretly gay. No, it's fucking banter.
No, Nick. She has been legitimately probably going to like LGBT sites, like how to figure out if your husband's secretly gay. This is they probably have a gaydar expert coming in, and he has just broken their defense.
No,
now, what are they
this
going
is-
to do with the guy they got from Bravo?
No, this is quite normal, folks. I don't know about you guys, but with some of my friends, I send the most disgusting memes
Yes.
in group chats. I mean, and everybody's having fun, and everybody's going, "Oh, I bet you like it up your yeah."
We can.
No.
We can confirm that Kathy Nestor has never been part of the fun people group because she is not on any of these group texts where all the fun people are. Otherwise, she'd know this isn't sexting.
Yeah. No, this is. Oh no.
We got to cross-examinate on teabagging and male joking. Because if anyone else is even less qualified than Nestor to talk about it, it's Bloodworth.
Mm. Well,
Let's continue.
But seriously, has she never been close to a male locker room? Has she ever eavesdropped
Only when she was on
her
the
male
offensive
relatives?
line.
When her male relatives got a bit drunk and started bantering each other?
No. I'm guessing no to any of those. I don't know that she's had a human relationship outside a cat.
And Mr. Gabler is having so much fun right now.
He is. I'm just glad because he had to skip his pain pills. He's just having a
Yeah.
blast.
Yeah.
His neck's gonna be sore from laughing so hard tomorrow. He's like,
Yeah.
damn it, Nestor.
The endorphins right now are just, lady, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. He's gonna go
Also,
home
don't
and
recall.
rewatch
But
it
you read them
tonight.
all,
I'm sure that I did.
and it's all joking.
Knowing what I know about Bryce and Eric, yeah, that's how I interpret it.
So you do remember reading things of this nature, and you interpreted it all as joking.
No, as I sit here today, I interpret it that way. I would have interpreted it that way back at my original reading of it. That doesn't mean I recall it. It means I have an opinion about what I thought then. That's different.
And what did you think then? They were joking?
No. What I think now is that this was a joke. I do not have a recollection of this at the time that I first read it, but if I had a recollection of that time, I'm sure it would be the same as it is today.
And if there were these tens of 20s of 50s of these types of emails, all of them would be jokes?
Sustained.
That's it. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Mr. Bloodworth, anything further from Mr. Gabler?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Now I want to read the emails.
Yeah.
There are a bunch of to-dos locker room talk from
How can we
August
foil
of
these?
2018.
That was my read of it. Yes.
Locker room talk. Yeah.
There wasn't any serious read that Richins and Bryce Knudsen were engaged in some homosexual affair.
Zero.
In all of the text messages you reviewed, did you see any evidence of Eric using illicit street drugs?
No, I looked and I could not find.
You mentioned legal requirements for a licensed private investigator to place a GPS tracker on a car. What are those legal requirements?
So the statute governing that was adopted a few years ago. It requires that before placing the device, a licensed private investigator must identify the person or persons that are driving that vehicle and potentially the owner of that vehicle, and that they submit a request to query the protected persons database in the state of Utah for any record of those persons that are subject to the GPS tracking. That is designed to keep us from tracking people who have protective orders or temporary restraining orders or other lawful processes that define them as a protected person. We cannot track you in that circumstance. We do not have independent access to that database. So we must ask an agency of the state for a yay or nay. Is this person in the protected persons database? We have to do that before we place a device. We have to be certain that we are not tracking a protected person. So I submitted those requests to the appropriate counties of the jurisdictions where I placed these devices. The Summit County Sheriff's Office initially declined my request under the statute. I insisted. I finally got them to comply. I did the same with the Wasatch County Sheriff's Office, and they complied with my request.
Did you conduct your investigation entirely within the bounds of the law?
I believe I did.
Did you conduct your investigation entirely within the ethical bounds of private investigators and the attorneys you were working for in this case?
I believe that I did.
Thank you, sir.
Is Nestor anything further for Mr. Gabler?
No, Your Honor.
May we release this witness?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your time. Please step safely. You are free to go, sir.
Thank you.
That was her big reveal with this. Instead of going through all the suspicious activities between him and the police, preparing for that, she just passed through that. He was gay, wasn't he?
Nick, I swear to God, that's the funniest bit, that this has been her big strategy. She's been like watching Brokeback Mountain like every night for data. She's been watching Queer Eye for the straight guy. Like she is, you know, she's watching Dylan Mulvaney.
This is she has never been in a blue collar break room near a men's locker room. She cannot have brothers.
No. Has she been around humans? I mean, I would think lawyers have a dark sense of humor when they all get together.
She's never
Like,
been at a bar at 1
she-
a.m. Well, I'm quite sure she was the last girl standing, but
has she never heard of Discord or like Twitter
No.
where people are mean? Or like, I can't believe that this was the big reveal. I cannot believe that Good Lord, Tyler, I'm telling you, call the governor, say you want a different lawyer, because we
Yeah.
already know you're gay, so I don't know what Nestor's gonna bring to your defense. Like, I
The
cannot
entire
believe
trial ended up in he's gay, so he must have ended himself. What?
Please call Bryce. Look, this man needs to defend his honor now. I need Bryce to come and read all the emails.
Yeah, and laugh in her face. Oh. Oh, Jesus.
Wow, I just holy Bob Ross. I did not have Brokeback
I
Mountain.
did not have this on my bingo card.
Especially sexting. When she said sexting, I thought she
Yeah.
was talking about an emotional were they talking about a dude this entire time? I
Apparently.
feel like I have to go watch the trial again, and I feel like I've watched the
Well,
end of
yeah,
Memento, and I have to go watch it again to like, oh my god, they were talking about him being gay this whole time. Just like, what?
Oh no. All right, let's see if they are finished for today.
Oh, and she would kill if she thought she lost to a man.
Mr. Bloodworth, is this an appropriate time to recess for the day?
It is, Your Honor.
Ms. Nestor?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be recessing for the evening. As always, please do not speak about the case. Please do not allow anyone to speak to you about it. Please do not watch, listen, or read anything about the case at all. Please do not do any research about the case. To allow me and the attorneys to talk about some legal issues that hopefully will keep us efficient during the presentation of testimony tomorrow, please be here ready to go at 9:30 tomorrow morning. Thank you for your patience.
All right. Jen the couch fairy, that's tomorrow's idea.
Oh.
Folks, have a seat. Ms. Nestor, Ms. Lewis, Mr. Ramos. In docket, if you would just make a note of this for me. Docket 1555, docket 1555. The state sets forth its understanding of your objections or requests related to the portions of the O'Driscoll interview transcript that you believe should be included under Rule 106 or excluded under various reasons, and the state's understanding of your objections or requests for inclusions related to the jail calls. I understand that to be the last word from the parties. The state presents it as the last word from defense, but if you would take a look at that specifically this evening and come tomorrow morning ready to let me know if you are changing any of those positions.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Bloodworth, anything else in anticipation of that discussion?
No, sir.
8:30 tomorrow morning?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Nestor, 8:30 tomorrow morning?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I've reviewed each of those portions of the O'Driscoll transcript. I've reviewed each of the jail calls and recordings that are listed in 1555. I have notes regarding all of that. Anything else I need to be prepared for on those two issues from the state's perspective, Mr. Bloodworth?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Ms. Nestor, anything else on the record today?
No, sir.
Very good. Thank you for your patience. We'll be in recess until 8:30 tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
So do we think that Eric's family had any idea that the Eric was gay? Eric, Nick, like I couldn't do jury duty. I'd be laughing too hard. They'd have to get a bailiff out.
Oh,
'cause-
I'm not. I don't think I could contain myself. I'm impressed that the entire court is not bursting out laughing.
I think they're all stunned. I think they're too stunned.
Oh. I
Okay, seriously, State, you need to let Bryce come on rebuttal just for his honor alone.
yeah. Wow. Jesus. And she said it with such a straight face.
And she continued to try to go on with this emotional
Ah.
You know, of
Wow.
all the things they could have done to Eric, this is probably the funniest defense. I mean,
Eric,
so they
wherever
aren't
you are, yeah,
besmirching him as
Eric,
much.
wherever you are, whoever's listening, whoever did it, I bet you're laughing right now.
Yeah, you know, Bright, Eric is probably like, "Oh my god." JKD Buck, we are assuming that this is the emotional affair because Miss Nestor was trying to contextualize joking between men, like, you know, Eric saying, "We're going to open up our marriage and I'm going to bring you home, Bryce." She took that as a serious request for Bryce to move on in and be a brother husband. And they probably back and forth like I'll teabag you. She made allusions to many representations of oral sex and anal sex.
Hey, blow me.
Yeah, apparently she thought that was an invitation. This bitch has been holding this in. She has been like gaydaring. She has been gay, like data dumping. She has been watching The L Word and Will and Grace and Brokeback. Oh God, if she ever discovers
I can bet
Discord.
money it's like, blow me, I'm gonna fuck you up. I bet you go into dark places, stuff like that. Yeah. Duh.
And she legitimately was like, "Well, did you tell the police about Bryce and Eric?" And he's like, "Why would I do that?" She's like, "The sexting." And he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And legitimately, that text is what she brought up about them opening up the marriage legitimately and having Bryce come in. So the secret defense we were all wondering about, Eric's gay.
Out of everything they could have focused on to create reasonable doubt, what the fuck does this have to do with it? Even if he was.
I don't know, Nick, but of all, if he's queer, Kouri's in the clear. I mean, I'm not saying she should end with that, but you know, it's got a ring to it. Johnny Cochran might have. If he's gay, Kouri's okay. God daggone.
I need to watch EDB get to this section. I need to watch Ian Ronkel get to this section. I need to see all of them get
I
to
need
this
someone
section.
to just clip all of us, like,
Yeah.
in levels of.
Yeah.
So Sal, good luck explaining to Hella what happened today.
Yeah.
Because I was here and I just don't even know how to explain it.
Oh, Sean rackets.
Yes.
I want to see
Yes.
them.
We
Folks, somebody needs to find all of us.
Yes, because
And
holy,
Dali, yeah.
what in the name of all that is Cheetos and Frito-Lays?
Now I'm scared of the closing arguments.
Oh no, now I'm ready for the closing arguments. I want them to bring in the birdcage. I want him to bring in, you know, I want Kathy Nestor to fully commit to this particular third party alternate theory.
Yeah, and the judge saying, don't try to backdoor in evidence.
It's not even June. It's not even June.
Yeah, kiss my ass was not literal.
Oh dear. I mean, how can you look
Oh,
at any of those and think, my God, Eureka, I have found it. The reason this all happened. And no one else, like not even Dramos or Calmos or even what's her face, Lewis, no one else
mhm.
had friends. Kouri
No,
didn't
but
have a
no, but did she keep this a secret from the rest of the team? Hey, I might have fucked up 2 weeks in a row, but wait until I get this. Oh,
well, tomorrow, I will be working on a different thumbnail for some reason.
everybody will be in silk shirts with hand up.
Well, I think I'll just add, since I have the forehead meatball, I'll add Brokeback Mountain to the front of one. What in the name of no, I don't think this is Kouri's plan. I think this is Miss Nestor's all by herself.
Yeah.
She seemed very proud of it,
Oh.
which makes it so much more fun. Oh my God.
Have you bought that drink yet? The cock and bulls?
Not yet. I need to run and get it. I have my oldest daughter at home, so maybe I'll get her to run to the store and get it.
Mm.
Well, Heather May,
Oh.
we don't know why it has anything to do with Eric passing away. I don't know. You're acting like I understand what's happening.
This is so funny. This I can't get. She honestly, with this almost offended by a straight face. Oh, but what about
We
the
need to watch
10s and
it
20
again.
and 50 of if you work together for a year? I can guarantee. Oh,
Just of all of the defense, I yeah, good night, nurse. I'm sorry. You don't have to be a super social person to realize that locker room talk is kind of ubiquitous. Like, even if you only experience locker room talk or the idea of it through Hollywood, you still understand the concept. I mean, it's kind of a universal concept.
oh.
Where do they find these people? Like, do they have human contact? How do these people function?
Mm.
Well, join us tomorrow for
Yeah.
whatever else is coming around the bend in this case.
Oh. I bet it's some asshole.
Well, I think we start at 8:30 or 9:30 or 8:30. I'll have to double check because there is going to be a lot of fight about what O'Driscoll can bring in, what the defense wants to bring in through or with O'Driscoll,
Yeah,
what they want to retact.
Yeah, before the detectives, they are going to have a lot of discussion tomorrow morning. So over at Mo's channel tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We will start
hang
at
out.
Mo's channel. We will end at my channel. Now it's past midnight here. I need to get.
Yeah.
I need
Good night,
to-
you guys. And if you want to hang out before
And I'm sleeping
trial,
on my back.
how many
I don't want
sidebars
my ass
today?
up.
We got to 76. 76. So, moving right along.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna have to go watch everyone react. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm over here like, just what in the name of
Yeah. Defense Diaries must have had a laugh. Yeah.
just
I'm going to go and watch all of them.
yeah, see, Nick
for
is
that.
saying he's like, I need to go to sleep, but what we're really gonna go do is spend 2 hours watching people die laughing.
Judge said jury to be there 9:30. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. See you, folks.
Bye, you guys.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Snowstorm on the TV glow.